Hey everyone, welcome. I hope you're all doing well. Lillie, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Sorry, I actually literally just clicked start broadcast right as you came in. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's see. I think I tweeted this already. How are you doing on this evening, Lillie? I know it's a little bit
I'm
later
good.
for you.
Oh, it's okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, just trying to make sure I covered all my bases and tweeted this out here. And let's see here. Okay, it's on Twitter. For some reason, when I set up a live stream, it allows me to have it tweet out at the same time, and it's not been doing it lately, so I'm not sure what happened. So I have to go manually do it. Hi, Miss Sponsor. Hope you're doing well. Let's just
Hey.
give it a few minutes while everybody shows up. Any plans for the weekend? Oh, hey, Dee. Thanks for stopping by. Hi, Charlotte.
Hey. Does my microphone sound okay? Because I'm using a different microphone.
Yeah, you sound perfect. No worries there. Hi, Pick
Okay,
Clover.
good.
Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Okay, I think we're going to get started. Let me click on this. And so, Lillie, I have had the pleasure of knowing you for a couple of months now. I think you were just starting your channel when I met you, correct?
Yes. Actually,
Yeah.
I think I hadn't really started it yet. I was more, I guess, debating. Todd was actually the reason why I got started.
Oh, really? Was it Todd that got you started in this community?
Yes, I think it was back in October. He come home one day and he's like, "I have great news," and I'm like, "What?" He said, I met, I think it was the Dark Somnium.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I think I'm going to start writing again and narrating. Well, I just kind of shrugged. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And then probably around the end of December, he needed help with a story and he didn't know any female narrators.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, hey, would you like to narrate with me? And I was like, yeah. And I did that with him and he picked a story out. I think my first story he picked out. And I still was kind of playing around with it. And then I guess January, I just decided to just go. I'm just going to try it and, see what happens.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, to those of you that don't know, Todd McKenzie is actually Lily's husband, and I met both of them a couple of
Yes.
months ago. Todd is actually more of a writer, and Lily's a narrator, and I recall him saying that you really just loved the narrating side of it, um, and that he
Oh,
was just
yes.
more sticking to his writing. But yeah, it was really nice getting to know you guys back then, especially because you guys were so fresh in the community, and I remember meeting Nico as well. So that was fun for me. What got you started with your channel as far as the origin of it?
The origin, I guess, I'm not full blooded Native American. I'm a little over half, and I really am just I don't know how to put it. I'm really in love with my heritage, and I noticed not I have never met another narrator that's Native American or has worked with the Native American aspect, and I thought, that's something fresh, something new. And it's true. I mean, I'm Native American, so it's not like I'm faking anything. So it's like I think we'll go with that.
I think it's nice that you say you're not faking anything, even though we all have these ridiculous channel names. Because I'm not faking being an android, of course. But
Yeah.
it's
Well, you'll be surprised.
I think
One of my first messages from a subscriber was, "Are you really Native American or are you fake?" And I sat there for a
wow.
second. I was like, "Fake?" Um. So I just was real polite. I messaged back saying, "Yeah, I'm Native American. I'm not fake or anything. I'm real."
I think it's really
So
respectful of you, though, for as far as culture, that you care enough to say, "Hey, I actually do belong to that culture. I'm not just making this up."
it
Because
caught me off
most
guard.
yeah, most people wouldn't care. They'd be like, "Okay, well, this sounds cool, so I'm gonna do this," But
Yeah.
Yeah, that's respectful of you. So that's where the whole like avatar and logo came from. What did you have this one designed, or is this something you found and you liked, or how did that come about? How did this become your avatar?
Um, let's see. I noticed everybody didn't use their real face when I first started, so I was like, well, I don't want to use my face. So I had a bunch of pictures in my computer, and I wanted to pick a picture that kind of represented me and looked at least a little bit like me. And I seen this one, I thought, I really like this one. I think we're going to go with it. So I stuck with it. But I'm fixing to have somebody close to me draw to give something more fresh and more me.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's always been very captivating when you had this one. I'm not sure if this is the one that I met you with, but I really liked when this one came up. Just because there's just something about the look in the girl's eyes that's just really deep. Um,
Oh, that's why I like that one. I think that's why I just seen it. And I was like, that's me. I have to have that one.
you're like, it reflects me. Gotcha. Okay. And what
Yeah, the
brought
closest
about
one.
what brought about the name Lillie? Lillie C Nation. It's very particular and it sounds like an actual name, unlike the rest of us who choose crazy things.
It's actually funny. Most everybody really believes that's my real name, and it's not.
Well,
Lily
I did.
Nation.
I remember I did. I was like, is that
Every,
really your name?
everybody believes that. Lily Nation is my grandmother's name, and the C part is my maiden name. So I always figured if I ever did anything like voices or acting, I would pick my grandmother's name, which is Lily Nation, and she's full blooded Lakota Sioux. So I really wanted to pay tribute to her. So that's Lily C Nation right there.
Wow, that's such a sweet story. I mean, that's basically one of my favorite questions that I ask is the origin of the names, and I always get the most interesting answers, but I think yours is the sweetest by far that, you wanted to pay tribute to a family member. And then you also incorporated your heritage into it. So it all works out.
Oh yes.
What is your favorite video that you've narrated?
Oh goodness, I think I've loved every video I've done so far, but I think my heart will always belong to the first two videos I've ever did. I know it's horrible quality. I mean, you can tell I was recording with a cell phone, but my
We've all
first
been
video
there.
was a pic. Oh yes, I think I'll actually redo the first two stories I ever did just because they'll always have a soft spot for me. The first one was a pig is still a pig, and it has to do with an eating disorder, and it's kind of something that's as close to me. And I remember Todd, he picked that out and he said, hey, this is something I think you would like. And I read it. I think I recorded it the first time I ever read it, and we just put it in the video. And the second one would be the night Santa knocked on my door. As the very first narration I picked all by myself, narrated all by myself. And that one will probably always be my favorite because Todd did all the sound effects to it. I mean, he really went out there to get even like a zipper being unzipped.
Wow.
And it will be my favorite, I believe.
Okay. All right. It sounds very thorough of Todd, but he's known for that. So that's
Yes.
awesome. You guys are such a team, It's cool when it works out that way. What has been the story that's disturbed you the most that you've narrated?
Oh man, I think the worst one was in my April Fool's video. I usually, and this is going to sound bad, when I first started narrating, I never fully read the whole story when I picked one. I would read just a couple of sentences. I'm like, oh, I want to do this story. Well, they come back to bite me one day. I picked out 3 stories for my April Fool's video, and I started narrating it. And halfway through, I think the name of it is oh, what is the name of it? Give me a second. I'm trying to remember. I think it's I played a game with someone on Reddit, and I hope they rot in prison. I got halfway through narrating that, and I just remember pausing it and just putting my head in my hands, going, "Oh my gosh, what did I pick?" I mean, it was really messed up. And I think in the end, I ended up omitting a lot of the story just because I didn't want to read that. I mean, it was really, really graphic stuff.
Can you give us a
And I thought,
synopsis
okay,
of
this
it?
is a what?
A synopsis, a preview of it, like I guess,
Um,
what's the word I'm looking for? Um, Tell us a little bit about what the story is, because I don't think I've heard that one.
let's see. The story is as it talks about how this. I think it's read in a male's perspective, which you don't find that out until halfway, almost toward the end of the story, that it's a male reading, male character. And he's talking about how he befriended somebody on Reddit, and they talked, they became best friends, and they talk about this game that he played when he was a younger kid. I think it was something about would you rather, and he's like, when you're a kid, it's so harmless. Would you rather have Skittles or Starburst? And then it turns out his friend that he met on Reddit is crazy, and she like abducts his mother, and she starts playing the game. Would you rather with him? Like, would you rather eat your father's heart or your mother's
Oh
brain?
my God.
Yes, I mean, he goes into detailed stuff. I
Wow.
mean, what he's eating. And I remember just halfway through going, oh my goodness, this is a payback, Lillie, for not reading the whole story.
At least that
So
one
at
sounds
me,
like a good story, though. I mean, it may be gruesome, but it sounds like a good
it, it
story.
it's a great story. I think there was only one line that embarrassed me because that's when I realized it was a male character. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to omit this because I don't know how to incorporate that as a female. So I omitted that out. And I just remember thinking from now on, you're reading every bit of a story before you narrate.
Wow. Yeah, see, I've had it where in the early days I did that, and it wasn't that the story was too graphic. It was just the story was missing parts to it. So I had to make up the parts as I was reading it.
Yes.
It was a disaster. But at least yours, it sounds like it was just a little too graphic, but still a good story. So,
Oh, yes. I think I've picked several. Well, I've had people send me stories to work on a collaboration, and those are like the worst stories. That when they send it to you, you go back and read it, and there's missing sentences, run-on sentences. They
yeah.
didn't spell stuff right, and you're just sitting there as you're narrating, going, "Great, now I'm a writer and a narrator at the same time."
Yeah, exactly. And I've had that happen too. So I guess this is kind of a public service announcement to all the narrators out there. Guys, read the stories before you send them to everybody else because sometimes these stories are just awful. So, like, with me and the true stories, sometimes I've gotten before I even commit, I ask to see the story for that reason because I'll get stories that basically make no sense. Or it was kind of like I went to the grocery store and this guy looked at me funny. And then I got home and I thought he could have raped me. And I'm just like, what? Where did that come from?
That's
Really,
like
So I'm glad,
I've had a
the
bunch of those.
struggle is known.
And what's bad is I need to do bloopers because I don't know how many times Todd has laughed at me. He'd come in like in the middle of me, like overhearing me narrate. I'm like, I literally just sit there and go, what? What? And I'm like just saying a whole bunch of stuff. And he's like, is that in the story? And I'm like, no, it's not in the story. The
That's
story's
great.
missing.
Wow. Yeah. And then, like you said, you become a writer and the narrator in the middle of it. Yeah,
Oh,
that's just one of the worst things that happens as a narrator. Along those lines, what
yes.
has been your biggest obstacle with YouTube?
With YouTube, I would say is just the unknown. I mean, every day I click on Twitter and they're talking about something new YouTube has done. And I guess I'm always just scared. Like for one, everybody talks about copyright laws. I guess I've always had a fear, even though I like double check music, double check stories. I'm always scared like I'm gonna click on YouTube and find out like I have a copyright strike or a writer had decided they didn't want me to use their story and decided to, they were going to put a strike against me. That's always been a scare for me. Like, are you sure everything you pick is free, that nobody owns it?
Yes.
Um,
See, that's I can understand that. That's a real struggle in this community because sometimes even the songs that are supposed to be free, like with Mew and stuff, he's very popular in the
yes,
community. A lot of people use him. And even he's had instances where other people are claiming his content and therefore we're getting the strikes or we're getting the claims and
yep,
having other companies monetize our videos because of the fact that, other people are trying to steal his content. So even when you try to do everything right, there's still that fear of, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Because, YouTube isn't really strict with what they do and they let anybody claim any
yes.
content. So that is a big obstacle, I feel like, for everybody, not small channels, not just big channels, just for everyone.
It's scary too because I've heard some narrators say like, "Oh, I don't care. I'll just pick whatever I want." And you try to explain to them, you're like, "No, no, no. You can't just go like, oh, I like a Disney picture. I'm going to use it." No,
Oh,
you
yeah, you were
can't.
part of that the other day. I remember we were yeah, I'm not gonna name any names, but I know exactly what you're talking about. They're like,
No.
"I'll do whatever I want." It's like, "You're gonna use a Disney picture? That might not be the best idea, but just trying to be a friend here and help out," you know? Yeah,
Yes. And I hate trying to explain it because a lot of people don't understand that because it's on the internet does not mean it's copyright free.
exactly.
I mean, like if you go to Pixabay or something like that, then yes, it's royalty free. But
Yeah.
oh, I hate trying to explain that to people. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so much braver than me.
You know, for me, it's not I hate trying to explain it. It's just people are going to do what they want to do, and if they want to be stubborn, they
Yeah.
want to be stubborn, you know. And sometimes they'll think that, you know, you just need to mind your own business and not tell them what to do, but it's kind of like, well, I'm just trying to look out for you. I've been doing this for a while and you just started. So, hey, I'm trying to help you, but you know, some people don't see it that
Yes.
way. So I can understand that. And that's what happened that day. At least that's how I took it. So I know what you're
Yes.
talking
I mean,
about.
I agree. A lot of times you're just trying to help, and I always hate like when somebody asks you, like they literally ask you like a question, you're trying to help, and they kind of get defensive, and you're like, honestly, I'm not trying to be the bad guy. I'm just trying to help you.
Yeah, it's more of you asked me, so I'm giving you my honest answer. But, you know, just people can be a little bit too sensitive at times. Um, yeah, I'm sure you've encountered that already. Um,
Yes, I've encountered sensitive. For me, I'm the biggest thing that helped me with sensitivity is I went to school for business, and I was a sensitive person when I started college. I mean, I took everything seriously, and if I failed, it was devastating. And I remember this business teacher just pulled me aside and said, you know, you're not always going to win everything. You're not always going to be the best at everything. But if you're sensitive and you can't handle it, then you need to get out of business.
yeah,
And I just remember
exactly.
that, like, just put a mirror in front of me. So I kind of just incorporate that with life. You're never going to be the best at everything. You're always going to have to improve. You're always going to have to do better. Don't be sensitive about it. Just suck it up and let's do better type of attitude.
Yeah, I mean, as far as that attitude, I feel like that's something that a lot more people need to take to heart in this community because although not all of us are in this for the money and stuff, it technically is a
Yeah.
business. You know, it technically is a
Yeah.
business and you're working with other people and obviously most of our communication happens through text, through DM, you know, it's not face to face. So sometimes things get
Yeah.
taken out of context or get taken the wrong way and then people's feelings are
Yes.
hurt and it's like well, please don't act like a 14-year-old girl when you're an adult, you know, and just
Yeah.
cry about everything. So I completely understand where you're coming from, and I definitely agree. What would be your advice for new serious narrators? I feel like that's a piece of advice, but what else would you tell someone who's just starting this and wants to be serious about their channel?
I would say the first thing is have fun. I mean, when I first started, I mean, I was just wide-eyed, ready to go. And of course, you're going to meet pitfalls as you go. I mean, you're going to have equipment issues. You're going to feel like your quality may not be what you want it to be, or the quality. I mean, you're wanting to be like everybody else. You want to have that great quality, but you're not going to start off with excellent quality. So I would say just have fun, relax. If you're in it for the money, then I guess you're going to be more uptight. Like for me, if I get paid, it's woo great, but I'm more in it just because I enjoy it. So I would say just relax, have fun, and maybe on a more of a serious note. I mean, something I've heard a lot of other narrators talk about is just be courteous when you talk to other narrators. I mean, I mean, being new, you don't know anybody. Definitely get into the community, get to know people, make friends, but also just kind of remember to be courteous. I mean, again, like talking you're not talking face to face, you're talking through chats, DMs. So sometimes you may come across cold or words may not get, explained right. Just kind of remember to be courteous. I mean, that's probably my biggest thing is being nice, because if you come off disrespectful or rude, a lot of narrators kind of get put off and they're like, well, I kind of don't want to help anymore.
Yeah.
Because I've had it happen to me. I'm kind of like, what do I do now? They kind of just, ooh, what do I do?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And yeah, after we finish your interview, I actually have a few public service announcements along those lines. And of course, you're welcome to hang out with us after if you like. Um, Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'll just save that for after. Don't want to focus too much on that right now. Okay. So I feel like there was a bit of drama when the super chat first came out. What are your thoughts on the super chat?
This is gonna sound really bad. I'm sometimes still feel very new to everything. So a lot of times I have to Google a lot of stuff and like super chat. I hear people talk about super chat, but I'm gonna be freely honest. I have no idea what that is.
So basically, when you hit 1,000 subscribers, which you're close here, you are
Oh
rather close,
gosh.
ma'am. So when you hit 1,000, because of the fact that the fan funding function wasn't working with YouTube, Google rolled
Mm.
out this new thing where people can actually donate to you while you're having live streams. And it works better for the bigger
Mm.
channels because I don't know if you've ever been in any of the live streams with the bigger channels, but their chats zoom by so quickly. So
Yes.
basically, if you donate anywhere from I think $2 to like $100, it'll highlight your comments so that the person having the live stream can see it more easily and address any questions or
Oh.
comments you may have. Um, yeah, so depending on how much you pay, it gives you a certain amount of time, and like the more you pay, the longer it stays highlighted.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, exactly. So there were some feelings. There were some feelings about it in this community when it first started. I think also in a few of the other communities, because people felt like they had to pay to get attention from their favorite channels, and they felt
Oh.
that may not have been the nicest thing. So yeah, that's one of the questions that I usually ask. But now that you know,
Oh
if
wow.
you know,
I can see how that could be. I guess I can see how that could offend because, like, if you really love a narrator and you're there and you're just wanting to be there, I can see how that could be. Uh, I guess I can see how that could be a little bad. I guess.
yeah, okay. Um, have you had any crazy fan occurrences?
Oh, just one stands out.
Isn't it wonderful to be a female in this community?
Oh, I guess it caught me on more off guard because I always talked about when I started getting comments on my videos because I always get just the normal comments, and I've always heard other narrators talking about weird comments, strange comments, hateful comments, and I'm just sitting there like, well, I guess I'm lucky. I've only got the normal comments, and I would say as soon as I said that, the next video came out, and this one subscriber had been following me for a while, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I just love you. You're so awesome, and are you single? Can I marry
Oh
you?" And I was
wow.
just like, "Oh, okay. How do I fix this one?"
That's great. I'm telling you, it's great being a female in this community. Well, I guess a guy could have gotten the same comment, but oh my
I
gosh.
remember
So
not.
what
I
did
remember
you
not
do?
telling.
Oh,
I
you
ended
didn't
up.
tell
It was
Todd?
real nice. I was real nice. I said, I'm married. I'm married to, at that time, Todd was still narrating. I said, I'm married to another narrator. His name's Todd McKenzie. And he was real cool about it. I mean, he was like, "Oh, okay. Is it okay if I'm still like your biggest fan?" And I
Oh,
was like, "Yes, that's fine." And he ended up getting real embarrassed, I think, because he messaged me and said he was really embarrassed, and then he deleted his comment. So
oh.
I felt really bad for him. I was like trying to handle it, calmly and not be like, "No, you can't marry
The
me."
most businesswoman like behavior.
Yes, and second, I thought I'm not telling Todd about this because he's gonna be like, "What?"
As we have Todd in the chat saying, no, mine, mine.
Oh no, I don't know if I've ever told him about that. Uh-oh.
Oh, he may have just found out about it.
Sorry,
Oh my
sorry.
gosh. On next week's episode of Margbot Interviews, Todd has some strong words to say.
Oh, I hope not.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh. No, I think it comes with the territory here for us to get all sorts of weird things, especially females. I feel like we're more targeted a little bit because of our voices, you know?
Oh yeah. You get more of the, I guess you get more of the, I can't say sexual because I haven't had any sexual comments, but I guess
Oh, you're lucky.
oh,
You're lucky.
I've gotten some strange ones. I got one woman, I did like a normal narration. I think it was the author was Commander Section, And he does kind of like standpoint of angels and demons and stuff like that. And I did 2 of his stories in one video. And it was probably a month after the video came out, I had this person comment saying, they were a Christian, and that's just total garbage. I mean, they use some pretty colorful
Wow.
language in the comments. And I remember just sitting there, and the first thing that hit my mind was, this is just for entertainment. I don't think the writer meant that this is real life. This is how it really goes down. And I think what stood out the worst was when she said, she pointed out that she was a Christian, and then she said a bunch of stuff that I'm pretty sure Christians don't believe. And I just remember just sitting there going, how do I handle this one?
Wow.
And I think I ended up messaging back saying, well, this is just for entertainment. It's not meant to be taken seriously. I'm sorry if this offended you. It wasn't meant to offend anybody. It was just meant for entertainment, to have fun, enjoy yourself. And she ended up commenting back saying, oh, I guess I never really thought of it that way. I'm sorry.
What? What? Oh my God.
I was thinking, oh my goodness, I was thinking, this is, narrations of, it pretty much implies that this is not real life. I'm not reading this from a Christian standpoint or a religious standpoint. I'm just reading it and to have fun.
Exactly.
So it blew my mind. I was like, you didn't realize that this is entertainment? Ooh, okay.
Yeah, see,
what do you think when you watch television?
Exactly. I completely agree. And it always blows my mind how people think that because we read this, we can't be Christians or we're satanic or something crazy like that. I'm like, guys, we're just doing this for entertainment. I don't get it.
I'm not narrating my beliefs. I'm not telling you that I believe that, demons are going to spring out of the earth and kill people. I'm just reading a story.
Yeah, exactly. Do you feel that being a female has had some sort of impact on your experience here on YouTube or having a channel in any way, shape, or form?
I guess probably a little. I guess yes, it would. I think it does. When I first started hearing narrations, I think the first narrators I ever heard were all male. So when I first, found out about narrating, I didn't really know that there were any females. And because like the first narrator I ever heard was probably Mr. Nightmare and Lazy Masquerade. And because Todd pulled this stuff up. We watched it. I got into it, and then I met Dark Somnium, and then Nico, and then you, and I was like, oh, the first female narrator I've ever heard.
Oh man, I was the first. I feel so proud now.
You're the first. I was just like, oh my gosh, there's a female. And that kind of, I guess, helped spark me wanting to narrate, as I realized that it wasn't all men narrators, that I met the first female. And then after I met you, I think through you, I got to meet Duchess and Mother Creepypasta and Sue Siren. And I was like, oh my gosh. So if I could do this. So it was really an inspiration for me to say, other females are doing this and they're all awesome. Maybe I'll try.
Yeah, see, this isn't an all-boys club like many people seem to think, but I understand why they think that because all the big channels are boys, they're guys. But there are definitely other females out there, and now you're one of us.
Oh, I still don't feel I'm still shocked that I've been growing like I have. I'm gonna be honest with you. I still, every time I check my numbers, I just go, really? Wow. And I do get emotional from time to time because I never thought I'd make it past 50. So 1,000, I still just rub my eyes and go, really?
Right. It's it's still kind of like it hasn't set in for me, So I understand that feeling. I can definitely relate to it. So it's just like, what? Are you sure that it's not going to just change overnight and YouTube's not going to come in and say, oh, hey, it was a sub count mistake?
Oh, I've had that feeling before. I'm like, please, YouTube, please don't take my subscribers away, please.
Yeah, because I know it's happened to a couple people, and it's just, I can assume that it's the worst feeling ever that all of a sudden you think you have this many subs and then you have half of that. It's just heartbreaking.
It happened to me after Rainbot's showcase. I think it was the next day, all of a sudden I lost like 40 subscribers and I just sat there going, why? And I remember messaging other narrators, and I think a couple other people said they had the same thing, and the only thing they could figure was YouTube just assumed that some of these people subscribing were fake accounts, is what somebody said to me. And I was like, really?
Wow.
I did not make 40 people up in, I didn't make 40 of
That's
my own accounts.
crazy. That's crazy. Wow. So maybe it was just like, oh, well, they're getting too many subscribers all at once. Something's wrong here. That's not fair.
Yes, probably.
Wow.
Anybody that
Oh
can
my
sit there
gosh.
and make, well, I guess you wouldn't make 40 accounts. I guess somebody told me the other day, like, you do realize you can buy subscribers. And I
Yeah,
went,
exactly.
really?
That's the problem. Yeah, you can do
How,
that. And
and I felt so stupid. I was like, how do you do that? I mean, I wouldn't even have thought of that. And like, oh yeah, you can go to this website, you can pay like $80 a month and get subscribers. And I was like, $80 a month? Well, you're
wow.
lucky if you can afford $80 a month to buy
Exactly. It's
subscribers.
like
I,
maybe you should pour
ooh,
it into something else because honestly,
yes,
I don't get it. I really don't. Because having subscribers does not equal your view count. And if the money comes from the view count, not
I
from
agree.
that. So why would you pour more money into just subs? But hey, it is what it is. I don't understand the way people think. What?
I don't either. I tried to explain to another narrator. They're like, well, you have more subscribers than me. That means you're better than me. And I'm like, no, it doesn't mean I'm better than you. It just means that I did something. And I mean, it's like what I think Todd explained it one time. He's like, being on YouTube is pretty much just the luck of the draw. Some people have better luck than others. I
Yeah,
mean, if I woke
that's
up
very true.
tomorrow and had 5,000 subscribers, I'd go, and then probably pass out because I'd be like, what did I do to get 5,000 subscribers so quick?
Yeah, see, it just depends on whether YouTube really wants to feature you often. I mean, yeah, there's certain things you could do to help that. And obviously the
Mhm.
quality that you have also helps. But if YouTube features you more often or suggests your video more often, then obviously, that's kind of adding to your views. So yeah,
Yeah.
in a way, there is luck involved. So I agree with that. Is there a message that you would like to get across through your channel or your videos to your audience?
Um, well, first, I definitely want anybody that, watches the channel, I want them to come and always enjoy themselves. I mean, that's the first thing. I want them to click on my channel and say, I know that at least 90% of her stories are entertaining. They're great. I definitely want people to be entertained. I want to do something different. I know that's hard. I mean, it's very hard to pick stories that has not been done. I mean, it's constantly searching to be new and different. But the biggest thing, I guess, for me is I have a new series coming out. I'm working so hard. I mean, it's been a little bit of a struggle, but I have a new series that's a Native American series. And that one, I really just want to shed light to Native Americans. A lot of people ask me in DMs all the time, they're asking me about Native American, like lore, history. And I think it was one day, it's a Twitter friend of mine. His name's Lord Insidious. He just brought up a great point, which made me feel kind of stupid that I hadn't thought of it. He said, Lillie, you're Native American. You say everybody, ask you questions. Why don't you start a series about it? And I mean, a light bulb went off and I was like, yep, I feel kind of a little silly about right now. I hadn't thought about that. So it's taken me this long to get to it. I feel kind of bad that's taking me months to get to it. But with that one, I just want to, a lot of people say they don't even know if they have Native American blood. They definitely don't know about the history. And I thought, well, this is something I really, really want to do. I mean, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I think the most, I guess you could say, Native American exposure that this community has is the Wendigos, because I believe that comes from Native American lore.
Yeah.
So as far that, I mean, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else out there that pertains to that culture. So it'll
No,
be
really not. I mean,
refreshing to have you bring something in.
um, well, I know I told my mom, she has books like I don't know what on Native American history. And I don't just want to tell like a history story. I mean, that's something a lot of people do not want to tune into. Oh, look, I'm getting a history lesson. What I want to pick is like, for example, I think the first episode I'm really going to do, and I've researched it and I hope I do it justice, is every Native American tribe has their own backstory, and I think the biggest one that speaks to me, which of course is my ancestry, is Lakota Sioux. Very few people, I mean, like if you mention that you have Lakota Sioux blood, they just kind of stop and go, "Really? I was just expecting you to say Cherokee." And the first episode I want to do is they have a creation story, how they believed everything came about. And I found it very interesting because they use words like, instead of like God, they use creator, Mother Earth. Like they believe like the earth has a mother and a father. And I mean, just a lot of the stuff I've heard in American culture as well, just different wording. And I found that very interesting that each culture is so kind of ties into each other a little bit.
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring that up because it's also something that I have been interested in just, through going to college and learning about different cultures is a lot of
Mm-hmm.
the myths, especially the creation myths, like they align
Mm-hmm.
across cultures. Like I know that there's certain Native American tribes that believe in the Great Flood, and then obviously we have that
Yes.
in the Christian Bible, and I don't know what other cultures also have this mention of a flood. And I know we're getting a little bit off topic here, but it's kind of like it makes you wonder if at one point there really was a flood that all of these cultures are referencing and it was the same flood.
Yes.
It got
Yes.
incorporated into their myths differently, but there's still that flood.
Yes.
So yeah, so that's really interesting. And I look forward to hearing what you come up with that. So folks, keep an eye out on that because that's definitely something that hasn't been done in the community.
I'm nervous and excited because I guess in a way I'm always scared. Like when I start like learning Native American language, um, nobody I know speaks Native American, any language at all. So I'm sitting here looking up words and I'm trying to cross-reference to make sure it's being pronounced right. And then you find out some cultures have different ways to pronounce one word. And you're just sitting there going, oh my gosh, somebody's going to listen to this and go, man, she's an idiot.
You're
That's the
afraid you're going
wrong
to butcher
word.
it. I see.
Yes.
In your defense, though, I mean, like you said, not very many people still speak their native tongues. So
No.
the chances of that happening are very slim. And even if they do happen, I mean, we already get all sorts of negative comments. And sometimes people think you're mispronouncing something and you're really not. They're just from a different place. Or,
Yes.
they think you're faking your accent and they're, who was it? Oh, it was Creeperoni. I don't know if you're familiar with their channel, but she's
Yes.
a Southern narrator. And I remember her saying something about how someone commented on one of her videos and said, stop faking the Southern accent. And she's like, I'm a proper Georgia girl.
Oh.
She said something like that, but it's like, she's definitely Southern. She's not faking it. So don't take it too much to heart if people say, oh, well, you're doing this wrong, because it's
Oh
just
yeah.
going to happen no matter what. Yeah.
I can believe it because I had a family member. I was speaking Lakota Sioux in one of the videos I did, and a family member, which is Cherokee, was like, "You weren't speaking Lakota Sioux. You were speaking Cherokee." And I'm like, "No, I went to the Lakota Sioux dictionary on Google. I Googled it two different
Ooh.
ways. I know what I was speaking." They're like, "Oh no, you didn't." I'm like, "Okay, right now, while we're on the phone, go Google Cherokee and Lakota Sioux at the same time, and tell me what you see." And they did it, and they're like, never mind. Never
Wow.
mind.
Yeah, see, people can be a little vicious sometimes when it comes to cultures.
Oh, my family. Oh yes, my family's like, you get it right, and I'm like, well, what do you think I'm doing? That's why this series is taking so long. Is I don't want to just throw something out there and it may be right, it may not be right, and then people are like, I mean, anybody that is knows what they're talking about is going to be going, okay, man, she don't know what she's doing. She must be that fake Native American.
Oh, that's not fair. So a little bit more on the personal side. I don't know if you broadcast this necessarily on your channel, but I know that you're a wife and you're a wife and a mother. So how do you find time to do this? I mean, to put out content consistently. You definitely put me to shame because I don't have kids or a husband, but you're very consistent with your uploads and your quality is always improving. So how do you do it?
it when I first started, I did like one video a week, and it was so simple because you had the whole week to just whatever. I mean, if you can get to it, I mean, one video, you can totally get that done.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'm going to try for two. We're going to do like Wednesday and Saturday or something. I forgot what I started out with. And that wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't too bad. Then I got this brilliant idea to try to see if I could do one every 2 days. And I just remember Todd staring at me going, 1 or 2 a week's still good, Lillie. People are they're gonna tune in and watch. I mean, you're kind of overdoing it like you always do. And I've had some issues to where I've had like a complete melt. Luckily, everybody's in bed. I always wait till everybody goes to bed because I don't want, I don't want the kids to interfere. Like, I don't want to interfere with their lives. And I still want to be a wife. I still want to be a mother. And I say the worst part of doing it after everybody goes to bed, is if you don't feel like it, if you're sick, you don't feel good, you're tired. It's one of those deals where if you don't, you're going to like kick yourself later. I should have recorded. I should have got this done.
Yeah.
But I'm so tired. I don't know if I'm going to actually get this done right. And then I'm going to be mad about it if it's not right.
Yeah.
So it's one of those deals you pretty much have to just dig your feet down. And I think I've recorded like 1 a.m. and Todd's woke up just because he heard a noise and walked in and went, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm recording."
Aww.
At 2 a.m, go to bed. I
Wow.
know. I know.
Well, nobody can say you're not committed to this, Lillie. That's for sure.
I guess there is times I think of what Todd says. I do have a tendency to overdo things. Like one thing, and I know he's in the chat and he's laughing right now what I'm about to say, is I'm OCD. I will listen to a narration over and over again because I'm trying to get every sound I can get out. And one of the biggest things I always hear static. I always hear white noise when I record. And there was one day he was like, "Hun, I think you're the only person that can hear what you're hearing." And I didn't say nothing. I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And the other day I sent some lines to another narrator. I think it was Meat Locker. And I said, "Be honest. How does it sound?" He's like, "Lillie, I think one of your speakers on your tablet's broken. I didn't hear any white noise." And I went, "Okay, we'll just leave it at that." So I know Todd's laughing right now because he's always telling me, "I think you just worry way too much." And I'm like, well,
you want perfection.
well, I guess what it is when you do get more subscribers, there is a pressure of how you sound.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm scared to death. I'm scared to death. I'm approaching 1,000, and I guess I know a lot of people talk about having like an XLR mic and all these different pieces of equipment, and I'm just using like a regular USB microphone. And I'm sitting there thinking, I listen to their sound. And again, this is probably Todd slapping his forehead when I'm about to say. I listen to their sound and I listen to my sound, and I'm like, I don't think it sounds the same. So I'm freaking out and I'm paranoid, and Todd's telling me that I'm crazy, and I'm like,
a lot of it has to do with just your settings. One, if you're using a regular USB, it doesn't have to be expensive. It's not even whether it's XLR or USB, because honestly, I've gone through the channels and I can't tell the difference. And they're big channels. So it's kind of like, it's about your settings. I mean, obviously if you're gonna, because I was actually using a cheap XLR, and I upgraded to the Blue Yeti now, and the Blue Yeti is, a USB microphone. Definitely better than my XLR,
wow.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it was like a cheap XLR. It wasn't like an expensive one or anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, my Blue Yeti gets the job done, and it's a USB mic, and I don't need to buy anything super fancy. So really, like I said, a lot of it has to do with the settings. I know this one picks up a lot more than the other one did, which in a way is good, but you definitely have to, tinker with the settings to make sure that it's the sound quality you want. So yeah, I mean, don't even my advice to you is don't stress it too much. It's like, if you're not happy with the sound, more likely than not, like you can tinker with the settings and make it sound better. Then
that's what I think it was Mother Creepypasta. That's what she told me. She's like, just tinker around with Audacity. I mean, there's stuff that you can do to fix it. So I've been on a search on Google trying to find the proper settings. I mean, I've had a couple of hours of research, and I'm like, okay, this has got to get better at some point.
Yeah, and it's things like, I recently, during one of my streams, actually, I found out about the noise gate, and that makes a world of difference. Like, it is a million times better than just the noise reduction.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you about it after the stream if you like, or DM me about it. But noise gate is just magical, and I have shout out to Corb's husband for that bit of info, because he's the one who told us during that live stream that if you put the noise gate on, magic happens. But yeah.
Oh, that sounds like probably what I'm needing, because that's my biggest thing is the noise. If I hear any noise in a recording, I'll scratch the whole recording and start from scratch. And Todd will just sit there and go, "Man, you make narrating not look fun." And I'm like, "It is fun." I mean, that's probably the biggest thing I tell new narrators. Don't stress as much as I do about some stuff. I mean, I'll stress about something and just sit there with my head in my hands going, what am I doing wrong? And then the next day I'll get up and be like, oh, I thought I heard noise in this narration. Oh, I don't hear it now. And I went from my tablet to my laptop, and I'm like, maybe it is one of my speakers on my tablet. Something I need to look into.
Yeah. So last question before we get to the audience questions. What are you planning on doing with your silver play button?
Isn't the silver play button when you hit like 100,000?
Yep, 100,000.
Oh, that feels like forever away.
Hey, sky's the limit, right?
Yeah, as my mom would say. Well, it's not my mom, but she has a different saying. But go big or go home.
Exactly. So, any plans for it? Have you dreamt about it at all, or
Oh, I dreamt 1,000. I've dreamt 100,000, and then the million that will probably be 20 years from now. But I guess when I get to the silver play button, this might make Todd smile. Todd likes to write series, and he loves radio drama. And whether I don't think he understands how much I love radio drama. He always thinks I'm just humoring him on his writing, which I'm not.
He does that.
He really does. He always thinks I'm telling him that I like his writing because I have to. And I'm like, hon, you've known me for what, 8 years, 9 years? When have I ever told you what you wanted to hear? And he's like, good point. Good point right there. But I love radio drama, and he's come up with some amazing ideas for radio dramas if he would just calm down and not stress over writing like I stress over narrating.
That he does.
I would love for him to sit down and write like this big radio. Well, I guess it can't be a radio drama, but if it's on YouTube, but whatever you want to call it, a radio drama. Just write a big radio drama and get a bunch of great narrators and just for 100,000, just do some big radio drama. I mean, let's just get the acting, the sound effects, music. I mean, right there. I mean, I think Todd could definitely do the music and the audio. I mean, just perfect. I mean, he's better at it than me. And just do something really big and just involve as many people that wants to join.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a lot of fun. I look forward to you guys reaching that point. All right. So
hashtag 100,000. Let's go, people.
Come on, people, get her there. Let's see. I saw a few questions. Somebody asked if you have a spirit animal, and if you do, what is it? I think it was Donna who asked.
That's actually fun. That's actually a great question. My mom has always talked about a spirit quest. And where I live in Alabama, you don't have a lot of tribes that do spirit quests. She did it up north with one of the northern tribes. Mm-hmm. And you go in and you go into like a dream, I guess it's like a dream quest. And in there you find your spirit animal. And I've always wanted to do that because like my mom, I think she said hers was the bear? I think is what she said it was. I can't remember now. Mm-hmm. And I've always wanted to just take time and go on a dream quest and find out my spirit animal. I mean, I'm hoping it's something cool like an eagle or a hawk or something. Pretend like I have one and it's the hawk.
Okay. All right. So if you could choose one, it would be the hawk.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough. Let's see. Lillie, hold on. How nervous were you going into the video, Lillie?
To narrate tonight? Or I mean, to interview tonight?
I'm going to assume that's what they meant. To interview tonight. How nervous were you?
Oh my gosh. I got a migraine about 2 hours ago.
And I'm so sorry. You could have totally rescheduled.
Well, so that's what scared me. I got it about 2 hours ago and time was getting closer. And I'm like, usually when I get a migraine, I mean, I'm just shut down for the evening. So I looked over at my mom and I was like, Mom, I'm going to need your help real quick. And she's like, what is it? I said, I told you about the interview tonight. And she stopped for a second. She's like, "Oh yeah, that's tonight." I said, "I've got a migraine. If there's any way that you can keep the kids so I can get this, under control." And sure enough, I mean, it was probably about 15 minutes before we started, my migraine started lifting, and I was like, "Oh, goodness sakes."
Oh, that's good. That's good that it started
So I
going
was
away.
nervous about that. I was like, I think I messaged a friend of mine. I was like, "I'm so nervous right now. I'm going to pass out."
No, it's not even like that. You know what? It's funny because I mean, you and I didn't get to do this because of the fact that I was actually running late thanks to Snapchat settings, which I'll explain in a second. But I was running late, and I know I told you I was going to send it to you 5 minutes before, and then we kind of just. I literally started. I was like, I'm going to start this, and Lily's just gonna, when she shows up, we'll start the interview. And then literally, as I'm like clicking start broadcasting, you show up. I was like, oh, okay, convenient timing. But usually before, I talk a little bit to the narrators, and actually a lot of them tell me that they're nervous. I'm like,
Oh,
no, like just, we're just pals talking. It's no big deal. I mean, what's the worst that could
well,
happen?
well, believe it or not, I don't know how every narrator feels, but I've always listened to your interviews, and I've always thought, one day it would be really cool to be interviewed. I know you probably don't think it's a big deal, but a lot of us, I mean, we tune into your interviews, and we're all like, this is awesome. She gets like the best people. And I'll freely admit, when you messaged me and asked me if I wanted to join you, I just stood there and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be interviewed.
Aw, that you're flattering me. I mean, my goal is to, get some of the bigger channels in here because, everybody always wants to know a whole bunch of things about them, but also
Yes.
get the smaller channels in here to showcase their talents because I know there's so many channels in this community that a lot of really good channels go unnoticed. So, yeah, I
Oh,
kind of want to
yes.
mix them up both and, just get the spotlight on some smaller channels and also have people get to know the bigger channels as well. And I think I've actually been pretty blessed with having a few of the bigger narrators like join here and be
Oh, yeah.
willing to allow me to interview them. So
One I was excited about was, I think it was last week, you had Chills. And I'm going to freely be honest with you. He was one of the first I ever heard, because Todd loves top fives, top 15s. And he was one of the first I heard. And I just remember listening to his top 15s going, this is just awesome. So last week when you had him on, I was just like, oh, I'm excited she has him.
a lot of people were surprised that I managed to get him. And it's just so funny to me because he was actually the one to reach out to me. And I was like, honestly, I kind of
That's
turned like
awesome.
tomato red because I was like, what? No way. Like, this guy's an icon of the community. And it's not, like I think anybody in this community is like a god or anything like that. But when someone who is an icon of the community reaches out to you,
Yes.
it's kind of a big deal.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Okay, guys, I think that concludes the interview portion of this. Now we're just kind of gonna hang out a little bit. Oh, welcome, Eden. I think,
Hi.
yeah, see, I got to interview Eden too, and I was just like, wow, you're one of my favorite female narrators. And it's nice
Yes.
when people say yes to me. Like, I haven't had anybody say no to me yet. So I'm still waiting for that. We'll see how
If
that
they
feels.
do, if they ever said no, I would be shocked, because I mean, all of us talk about your interview. So for somebody to say no, we would all be like, what?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Todd
Why?
said getting interviewed by Margbot is like appearing with Elmo on Sesame Street. I will happily be Elmo if that's the case. Like, I can't wait to grow my channel so that I can continue doing this for the smaller channels because obviously I'm still a small channel, but I'm always going to have that mentality with the interviews that I want to interview both big and small. Like, that means a lot to me because I want to give back to this community because it's made up of so many amazing people. So
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and then I can get you guys
There's been
some
a
real exposure.
there's been a couple of narrators that I guess reached out to me, and one, I'm still getting used to somebody who has talking to me like I'm, I don't know, Dr. Creepin. I mean, when another narrator talks to me like I'm this big narrator, I always just kind of sit there and go, really, I don't understand why you're talking to me like that. But I'm not that big. I mean, I'm just a normal narrator. Just breathe. We're okay. But I've met some really awesome narrators. I'm really shocked that are not growing. Like, there's one, her name's, I think it's Morningstar. And I listened to one of her narrations, and I just stood there and I was like, her accent was just beautiful. And I think she only has like, I don't know if it's 50 subscribers or 100, but every time I see it, I just sit there and go, I don't know how you don't have more. There's a lot I just don't understand. How do you not have more?
I feel like a lot of people feel that way about a lot of channels in this community. They're like, "Oh my God, you have such a great channel. How don't you have more?" Like I know people tell me that all the time.
Oh yeah, I look at your numbers and I go, no, she's got to have way more than that, way more.
Yeah, I get that comment a lot, and it's totally flattering, of course. Oh, and welcome, Goose. Good Night Goosebumps is on with us tonight, guys.
Hey,
What's up?
Yeah, it's like Goose. Like, how do you not have more subscribers? I'm sure you feel like that all the time too.
Yeah,
Um,
always.
always. Yeah. I mean, it's some people don't like hearing that, but to me it's flattering that people think I should have more subscribers. And my channel has been growing pretty steadily, so we'll see what happens, guys. Now as to what I was saying for the Snapchat. And this is kind of public service announcement number 1, guys. If you have a Snapchat, especially if you're a narrator, Snapchat has a new feature called Snap Map, where it's basically telling everybody where you are on a map.
Oh,
so
man.
you want to go
Stalker alert,
turn, yeah. If you're a narrator and you don't want people knowing where you live, then maybe you should turn that function off, because there is a way of turning that function off.
Oh my goodness, I need to check in that after the stream.
Yeah, now you know why I was late, Lily.
Because I just thought of, ooh.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess all you have to do, it's with their latest update that it was unveiled, and all you have to do is like kind of pinch, you know how when you zoom in, like you basically pinch your screen. So you do that and it'll pull up the map and it'll ask you if you want to share your location with everybody or just with your friends or with no one, so definitely take a look at that, guys, because it is a little creepy, and I think that Snapchat should have definitely made a bigger deal than they did about that.
Yeah.
Nah, come and find me. That'd be sweet.
I don't know. That would be really bad if somebody just showed up at your door and they're like, "I'm your biggest fan." I'm gonna start thinking Misery from Stephen King.
Yeah. So definitely take a look at that, and also if you have little ones that have phones, please make sure that's turned off on theirs. That's not a good idea to have on, especially because I think there's a setting where it's just public to everyone, and I mean, can you imagine? Like that's just wrong.
Hey,
and
give,
it's scary.
give me your phone. Bring me your phone, yo.
Oh, Goose is doing it with his daughter right now.
I gotta turn off the Snap Map shit. That's just stalker shit.
See, my PSA is working already, guys. Here live.
I'm
looking
before the stalkers find us. Bring it here.
Oh my gosh.
I'm lucky. My oldest daughter's 5, so she don't have a phone yet.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yes, I'm lucky. So it's just my phone we have.
You're still in the golden years there. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so it was actually brought to my attention through a Snapchat that Corp's husband put out this morning. He's like, "Hey guys, if you find me, sorry about that." Yeah. And I was like, "Why is he saying this?" And then I realized there's that stupid Snap Map thing, and I was like, yeah, I got to go turn that off really quick right before the stream. So that's why I was late. I apologize, everybody.
I'm glad you said something, because I hadn't even heard about that. I would have found out after somebody showed up on my front doorstep.
They're like, "I'm your biggest fan, Lily. I'll marry you."
Oh, Lord, I hope that's not the person that finds me, because it was a little creepy. Just the way he said it, I was like, the first thing I thought of was Misery.
Wow. Okay, public service announcement number 2. And this is not personally, like, please nobody take this, don't take this to heart. This isn't like I'm trying to tell any of my subs off, nothing like that. But this happens periodically, and I know I've had this discussion with a few other narrators, guys, where we get dumped into these massive group chats, guys. Sometimes it's other narrators, and sometimes it's subscribers. And it's just like there's 20, 30 people in these group chats. And personally, for me, it happens when I'm at work. So my phone will just start blowing up and it'll be on silent, but it kills my battery because it's just like 100 messages in like, I don't know, half an hour, and it's just insane.
That shit is spelled on accurate. That shit kill your battery in like 30 minutes.
It'll kill your battery so quickly, and you know, sometimes it's kind of like overwhelming because you don't even have any idea why you got dumped into this. Sometimes they come up with them because, you know, they want you to be part of their project. And sometimes they come up with them because they're just like, oh, we're going to have fun here. It's like, we love our subscribers. Don't get us wrong. But before you add us to these things, please ask us because, like I said, sometimes you never know what they're about. You're just like, you know, usually people will add you to the group chat and they'll post like, oh, hey guys, I'm doing this mega collaboration for like 50 different stories and stuff. And then you won't ever see that message because by the time you actually open the group chat, it'll be overshadowed by memes of everybody else talking. So if you guys could all ask us if we, you know, if we want to be part of these chats, that would be very polite. And like I said, that goes to both narrators and subscribers. We love you all, but please ask first. So that's my second PSA for the day.
I agree, because I think right now on my Twitter, I must have literally 20 chats. And they all go off, and next thing you know, your phone is just going. I mean, it's just back to back, back to back, back to back. And a lot of times, I use my phone to read the narrations while I record. And there's nothing worse. Like even though the notification sounds are off, my phone still will vibrate. So I have to stop, let my phone vibrate, go back to narrating. And you're just like, finally halfway through the narration, you'll actually, I really do need to do like a blooper on my channel. You'll just hear me stop and go, really, people, stop talking.
Yeah, and I get it. You know, people point out like, oh, well, you can mute the notifications. It's like, well, I'm in the middle of work and I'm not going to sit here and be on my phone. You know what I mean? Or I'm busy, you know, and I won't see this until like 2 hours from now when my battery goes from 80% to 2 because of this. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. Not trying to be a jerk, like I said. Welcome, Dark Voices. Thank you for joining us.
Bueno.
It's been a minute, bro.
Hi, everybody.
Bye, Todd. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye.
Your significant other. Oh, he wanted you to tell him that you love him publicly.
I love you, sweetie.
That was the sappiest thing that's ever happened on a stream, by the way. And the award goes to Lillie.
How sweet.
He always tells me, he's like, you realize that I tell everybody we're married and you tell nobody we're married.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, I just kind of figured that 99% of people we've met, you've already done told them we're married. So I'm just kind of like, well, there's no sense in telling them you've done beat me to it.
Because I'm pretty sure you guys know most of the same people. Oh, well, you just made up for it right now because you just made the sappiest moment of my stream happen right now. So you just made up for all of that.
Thanks, Todd.
Hey, Dark Somnium, welcome. Man, I haven't seen you in a minute also.
Hey.
Wow, that sounded a little too excited there, Goose.
Sorry.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. What was the other public service announcement? Oh yeah, I remember, Lillie. It was the one where we were talking about the stories and how people send new stories and they never read through them.
Yes.
It's just like, here, have a story for a collaboration. It was on Reddit. I'm going to send it to you. Never even read it. The story doesn't make sense. Isn't in the least bit creepy.
Yes.
That's the best. You read that shit, you're just like, this is not even like, it's not any, it doesn't make sense. It's not scary. I'll read it and send it back to him and be like, it's your fault.
I would always have those like I would always have those moments where it's like whenever like someone wants to do a collab with me and they let me choose a story, but at times I don't even know what story I wanted to read or narrate, so I'm just kind of like in the loop or kind of like stuck in the middle, which is like, it's like, oh no, you can like read whatever you want. It's just like, all right, but what is the video going to be about though?
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, I don't care, just do anything, and I'm like, are you sure you want that?
Yes, I mean, I could read you the phone book if you like.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what if you know, you
I'll
have
read the
one
Declaration
person.
of Independence.
Yeah. What if you have one person reading a story about a crazy stalker, and then the next person is reading a story about like a Wendigo? It's like, really, I'm not sure that.
Those two do not connect.
Yeah, they don't really connect. Let's see. Okay, so really quick, I want to give a shout out to the Dark Somnium. You guys who are content creators should definitely check out his channel because he makes his own music. And
Yeah, man.
you know, we're always looking for new music, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always looking for new music to use during my pastas.
Yes.
So, yep, just check out Mr. Dark Somnium here. Just wanted to shout him out. He's a friend.
His
And
music is so good.
yeah, and I mean, you could see a lot of his like process, his creation process, because he live streams it. So that's pretty cool too.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, Axeman. Axeman and I have been having a little bit too much fun with trolls lately.
Oh.
I see on Twitter.
I don't know if you guys have seen on Twitter, but so
I don't think I have.
So basically, Axeman did this cartoon for Rainbot's submission. He did it all himself, and I contributed like 2 or 3 lines to the story. And so Let's Read actually uploaded it because I guess Axeman is friends with Let's Read. Uploaded also to his channel. So obviously, we've been getting a lot of feedback. Me for my voice and him for his animations. And there was a troll comment about how bad I guess the animation was. Like someone was just like, "This is awful," and they're just like going back and forth about with him. And he's like, "You know what, dude? Here, I'll just give you a candy bar. What's your favorite candy bar?" He's like, "I guess to kind of make up for the awfulness of the animation." And the guy's like, "I don't need candy bars," and it's just hilarious because you could see it on Twitter that they're just going back and forth. And I step in and I'm like, "Hey, like I feel really left out. Can you please make a comment about how terrible my narration for this was? Because obviously I need attention." And like I'm just sitting there trolling, so it's funny. And then the guy actually comes back and is like, "You sound like a 12-year-old boy," and I was like, "Wow, that's the best you get." Yeah, I sound like a 12-year-old boy, guys. It's cool. It happens. I've been getting all sorts of weird comments lately. Like one of them was like that I sound really bored, which that person, yeah, that was on another collaboration. Like the person who commented that was totally respectful about it. They were like, "You sound really bored. Maybe you should try a little bit more." Super nice about it. And then somebody else jumped in and was like, "That's so sexist of you to say." And they were not attacking me like in a sexist fashion at all. Like they're going back and forth. I was like, "Oh God, I started a war." It's not like I can step in and be like, guys, just stop. I have to let it run its course. And so apparently I've been told I sound like I'm bored this week, that I sound like a 12-year-old boy, and that my recordings just suck. So there you go, guys. Horrible narrator. I should just stop on my head. I don't know.
How does a scenario like that, like how does that scenario even like originate from? It's just like, "Oh, here, I'm just giving you like some respectful feedback and everything," and then another person comes in,
"You're sexist.
You're so disrespectful, you piece of shit."
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, geez, calm down.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, go ahead.
I've seen some comments. What was it? There was a collaboration. Somebody made a comment about something. I forgot what it was about. I guess the audio being off on somebody. And Lord, there was one subscriber that just went off, was just like telling everybody off. And I was just sitting there going like, "I'm staying out of this. I'm not getting involved. I'm just going to stay out."
Well, I mean, I didn't think it was sexist. Oh, this is what they said. And if you're a listening person who said this, I'm sorry. But they said, they're like, "I bet this is like that's sexist. Like, I bet you're one of those people who walk around telling women they need to smile more." And I was just like dying. I was like, "You know what? Mad respect to that person who's sticking up for me, because that means a lot to me that I have like loyal subscribers and stuff." But at the same time, I felt like the other guy was getting attacked so hardcore. I just felt so bad.
It's like, dude, calm down.
Like, when do we become sexist over here? All right. Then.
I mean, I understand that I understand you're trying to defend me, but it's not in that kind of way. You're attacking someone who was not attacking me in the first place.
Yeah, he was just trying to get some constructive criticism about the fact that I sound bored during these stories. And you know what? I felt even more awful because that guy who originally said I sounded bored during that collaboration, actually, because I wrote back and I was like, "Hey, thank you so much for your constructive criticism. I'm kind of battling right now with finding like a middle ground, because a lot of people say that I make the true stories sound like they're like I'm voice acting them, and they don't like that. And then I also get comments like this where people think I sound boring." I'm like, so I'm trying to find a middle ground. Like I told the guy this, and he actually went and checked out my channel. He's like, "You know what? I checked out your channel and your content's actually great. Like you're perfect. Please keep up the good work." And I was just like, "Oh." Yeah.
My favorite comments, honestly, when I get is like, it's like those, oh my god, those like incorrect, like terrible grammar kind of ones. There's this one comment.
That's what me and Axeman are going through right now. Trust me, it is scary and mind blowing. Hold on.
Like,
I have to.
but like,
it's memorable.
But like, there was one comment. I had one favorite comment. I can't look through right now because I'm on my phone at the moment. But there was one comment that I found. It was possibly one of my favorite ones. It was like, I forgot what they said. Hold on, I might as well go to my laptop real quick.
Okay, so I found this one while you're looking for that one. So this was the one on Axeman's, and I said, can you please add some insult about how awful my voice work is? I feel a little left out, and I need attention and stuff. My only requirement is that you use proper grammar to insult me if you choose to fulfill the task. Thanks. And he writes back, he's like, Margbot, I have no task, Mrs. Bot. And by the way, he like shorthanded all of this, like shorthanded like texting. By the way, you are. Voice sucks, TBH, and it's not my fault. You are not living in a modern world with technology and something called faster way of typing stuff. I really sorry. And I'm just like, this is all just, I guess it's a technology thing that people can't spell words anymore, guys. I don't have enough technology to misspell words. That's what it comes down to, guys. And then he's like, one more thing. You sound like a boy and you have such a small vocabulary because the whole video you only said 3 words and one of them is fuck you. Couldn't be more smart. Listen, you couldn't be more smart enough not to swear. I couldn't be more smart.
Couldn't be more smart enough not to swear. I swear.
Sorry, guys. I get such a kick out of it.
You hear that? You can't be smart.
Couldn't be more smart enough.
More smart enough.
Come on, Mark. Let's step up your game. You gotta be more smart enough.
You gotta be more smart enough.
Gosh,
I'm more smart enough than all y'all, young.
More smart enough.
More smart enough.
Guys.
I think I'm a little smart enough. I think
I'm still 10,000.
Dark's pretty. He's kind of smart enough. Kind of more smart enough.
I'm above average smart enough.
Kind of more. Average more
smart enough. So smart enough.
Oh my god.
Idiots.
As someone who is still $10,000 in debt because she got an English degree, it hurts my brain to read these things. It really does.
Yes. It does. It's like you're insulting me, but you can't even insult me properly.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't take you seriously if you don't know what punctuation, and if you can't spell "you are" right, please don't message me. Please don't.
Yeah.
You are.
You are, and the way they spell it is "you're."
Exactly.
No.
You don't even read the rest of the shit.
Axeman said
I can't finish reading your insult.
Exactly. There is a remarkable epidemic going around where people say "your" instead of "your" with like the apostrophe, and I was just like, "Yep, you're so right." Hi, welcome, Swamp.
Hey,
it's
Swamp
my favorite
Daddy.
cult leader.
Did
you guys hear that Swamp now has his very own cult? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I started.
No,
I was the one who dubbed it the Swamp Cult. Okay, don't you come at me like that.
It's fucking offensive.
You better check the paperwork. My name is on the president, the CEO now. That's me. Good night, Goosebumps.
I came up with the acronym. It was like SWAMP, super weird and morbid people. And I'm like, that's so wow. Yeah, that's the new Swamp Cult.
Honestly.
Everybody should.
I found the comment.
It is. So, are you guys offended with the fact that I came up with that acronym?
No.
Sorry. I apologize. It's okay. You can blame it all on me because it wasn't really Swamp who dubbed the acronym. I did.
I'm triggered.
That was really mean of me.
Yeah, because you're not smart enough.
I'm not more smart enough. That's it.
You're not more smart enough.
Yeah.
If you was more smart enough, then you'd find a more better way than.
You gotta step up your more game if you want to be more smart enough.
More smart enough game.
Because you're more idiot. Because you're more idiot.
You're more dumb.
Oh my god, guys. More dumber would be what he meant.
More dumb.
Oh my god. Who just decided to burp on my stream?
Was not me. Was it me?
I do that one, Android.
He's not doing what I want.
Little brother, you called yourself. Anyway,
Margbot.
So what?
I found the comment I was talking about.
Okay.
On my,
go ahead. Read it.
All right. Here it goes. hit check the same time for a lot, my friend. Who are you? Can I have been in the same time? I was not sure to see you are the same time for say good luck with the same time to I was not sure to be a few years ago. I was not sure that I was been sure that I cannot have been in the most time, and I was not. I don't even know what emoji that is. Like a night emoji, I think. Susie was ... comma ... That was it. That was it.
I feel like
that's
they
the greatest shit I've
probably.
ever heard.
I feel like they probably speak another language.
I feel like they had a seizure while they was writing it.
I think this person like died like in the middle of it because like there was like ... and then the comma ... I was like, you're gonna finish that sentence? You're gonna finish this?
Yeah, see, guys, this is the stuff we deal with. This is the internet. Welcome.
Did you comment back? You should have been like, my dude, I know what time it was is when I turned around and you know what's up because you know what it is.
I know
Subscribe,
I was at the same time. I know I was at the same time, but a few years ago, at the same time.
Oh my god, the same time, guys, the same time. So really quick, I want to give a big shout out to Heidi. I'm gonna guess her last name is pronounced Goudet. I could be wrong, but yeah, shout out to Heidi, guys, because she's very committed to passing a game called Limbo that apparently everybody knows except me. Without dying more than 5 times, and I've seen her just go at it, and I'm like, damn, that is real commitment, because I would have just been like, I would have rage quit so many times. Yeah. But yeah, you guys should check out Heidi's channel.
She's awesome.
Heidi's my imaginary friend.
She's pretty awesome. She's your imaginary friend?
You see her too.
Yeah, I can see her too.
Thank you, Lord of Terror. It's nice to see you around these parts.
Hey.
Lord of Terror.
Follow me on Twitter. Same, Lord. I'm fairly certain.
I believe in you, Heidi. This is me saying it verbally because I'm always typing it out during your streams, but this is me saying it verbally. As opposed to telepathically saying it, of course. You know?
Hype it up.
Oh my gosh. But yeah. Yeah, definitely see her take on the game, guys. Can't rage quit. Gotta keep going. Yeah, she's very nice. All right, so on to my next PSA, guys. Let's see if I can remember it.
PSA stream.
Oh, be nice to people. I know that shouldn't have to be a PSA, but Lillie and I were talking during her interview about how you should be nice to people who you're asking to collaborate with. I know I've said before, like, you know, you shouldn't just message someone and say, oh, can you collaborate with me? You'll give me subs. Like, that's rude. I've told you guys, like, maybe you should try to be like friendly, be like friends with a person, ask for a collab. I realized in a way I was wrong to say you should try to be friends with a person because it's not cool to fake a friendship when you're really just trying to get a collab out of them. But so I'll modify what I said to say be polite when you're asking. Don't just say, hey, you have all these subs, so help me get subs. Like, that's not cool.
Gosh.
I've heard those stories. Trust me, they're real. I have heard the story.
Oh my god.
Look at my inbox. My inbox is just a fucking like. It's just like Auschwitz, man. It's just not fun to go into anymore.
My lord.
I'm sorry, Swamp. I'll stop asking.
That's a good. That's a really specific example, Swamp.
It's my fault though. I'm actually asking people right now to hit me up, so I'm like, I made it worse.
Oh,
it's just like ×5 right now.
Well, looks like someone is not more smart enough.
Yeah, they're not more smart enough. That's our writing thing now, guys. Not more smart enough.
I'll freely be honest with you. I'm scared to death to ask a lot of narrators to collab. I'm scared, like, I'll ask them and then they'll think, well, she's only messaging me to collab with me. She doesn't care nothing about me. So I'll talk myself out of asking other people to collab with me. I'm just like, no,
don't do that.
Well, don't do that. So here's the difference between asking somebody to collab with you and it's obvious that you really just want subs versus asking to collab with you and you're being polite. So for me, I feel like if people come to me and they're like, hey, do you want to be part of a collaboration for me and for my channel? Like, often it's because they've reached a milestone. And I'm like, if I have the time, I'll be like, yeah, sure. And I'll ask to like check out the story beforehand for obvious reasons that we already discussed. You know, but when people come to you and they're like, I want to collaborate with you and I want you to put it on your channel, it's like, excuse me, who are you to tell me what you do?
No.
So no. So don't be afraid to ask people to collaborate. Just, you know, as long as you do it in a nice, respectful way and it's not obvious that you're just trying to get subs, you know, then you're fine.
Yeah,
Like,
be like
I
me.
love it when people
I
ask
don't
me.
tell her the details when I collaborate.
Oh yeah, I don't think I'm gonna message somebody. And be like, usually, if I want to collab with somebody, it's not nothing to do with subscribers. I just really want to work with that narrator.
Yeah, same here.
Right.
Mhm.
Yep. That's how you distinguish like the people that's really, you know, really about it from the people that are just, it's just what they're doing right now. Because the majority of the people that want to do it just for subs, they're not gonna fucking be here in like 6 months. So
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
yeah.
I also
Exactly.
want to like
Doing it for the right reasons.
I also want to say that like yeah, as a person who also kind of does get scared like to asking people if they want to collaborate, yeah, don't be afraid of it, because I'm sure like I want to give I don't know any good examples, but like maybe there are people like who you're scared to collaborate with. Maybe they also want to collaborate with you and they're just sort of scared to ask you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and also
I never
I
thought
want
of
to
that.
I want to make a funny comment saying like when I collaborated with Margbot, I didn't tell her any details whatsoever. So I'm like, here, read this.
You didn't, and I lucked out because it was actually really amazing. But I was just like, I'm
I'm
just
as
reading
vague as
these.
possible.
Don't even
I'm just
ask.
like, here's a story. Don't even read it,
there's
Margbot.
a-
It's like,
There's a reason why I told her
Shit.
I didn't tell her any details, because it was perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't even say anything. You send her the fucking link, and then you say, "I need it by Tuesday. Thanks," and it just fucking.
Yes,
That's what I do.
exactly like that.
Oh my gosh, it's true. I don't even need a story. I'll just make it up in my head as I'm like, recording it. It's so true.
So
That's
two
how
bears.
awesome.
But seriously
Two
though,
bears.
Lily, like the worst thing that can happen is somebody says no, and
Yeah, it's
like
true.
Yeah.
that's it. So
Exactly. That's the worst thing that can happen.
I have no shame. I fucking hit up Corpse. I'm like, hey man, you want to read this? He's like, nah. I'm like,
He's like, no.
fair enough.
Yeah,
I wanted Swamp to read it anyway. Swamp's like
Yeah.
a real big
yeah,
man. I'm like,
yeah.
fuck Swamp.
Just hit up your buddy Swamp. You know, he's got you. He's got you.
It's
Then I hit
like,
up Hannibal. He's like, no. I'm like, God, my friends don't even do it. How bad do I sound?
you even ask a
Oh my
smaller
God.
channel if they want to do it. They're just like, no.
They're like,
Ask
no,
my
Goose,
brother.
fuck
He's
off
like,
it.
no, I quit narrations.
Lord of
Yeah, every
Terror
time
said
Goose
Mark.
emails me, I'm like, oh shit, I just quit, man.
Yeah, I know. That's what he
Oh
said.
my gosh. He's
Like,
like,
man, I
Mark
don't do those anymore, man.
do what? Oh, my
I'm sure Swamp will love to collaborate with me.
All right, I'm gonna read this because it's funny to me. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. God.
Apparently, I at some point asked Lord of Terror to collab in a wet T-shirt contest, and he said no.
I saw it. I
was,
saw him say no. Mark was
he
pretty
was-
devastated.
He was too busy with Swamp. They were
Yeah.
making
I
recordings.
had to console
with
Margbot
Swamp.
all night. Yeah, for the Swamp and Terror on Pornhub verified. But anyway, 18 plus, please.
No wink.
18 plus.
But yeah, like I don't think anybody should be afraid to ask other people for collaborations. It's just when you ask the wrong way or when you expect something. Because there are people who are like, "Hey, will you collaborate with me on my channel?" And then they expect you to also ask them the same back. And there should be no expectations, people.
Yeah.
Like
Nah,
it's just not
like,
cool.
yeah, like y'all said, the best ones are where they just
again,
started the
Eden.
channel yesterday. They started the channel yesterday, and they're like, "Hey, we should do some shit and put it on your channel, dog." And I'm just like,
What?
you've never done anything before." They're just like, "Yeah, how hard can it be? Am I right?" It's like,
That's happened to me.
Oh. So right now
Honestly,
that
I think
Eden
the worst
popped
part
up-
is,
Sorry, go ahead, Swamp.
I was gonna say the worst part is like when you've never talked to somebody before and the first thing they bring up is a collab. That's like for me personally, it's
Yeah.
instant. I'm not gonna reply. It's instantly. I'm just gonna be already.
Yeah, you
Turned
should
off.
be like, "Hey, what's up?" etc. etc. But what I was
I
gonna
say I'm
say,
real busy.
lame, to be honest. But anyway, what I was gonna say is now that Eden popped up again in the chat, I remember that she made it a point to say that there's people who ask her for collaborations, and then when she says yes, they don't know they're gonna collaborate with. And
Right.
it's like, oh, people will message you, "Hey, do you want to collaborate?" Sure. What's the story? Oh,
I don't know.
I don't
What do you do
know.
now?
I don't know.
Oh.
I was kind
feel
of hoping
kinda-
you had this figured out already.
I think what it is,
I
because
don't
it's
know, I'm
happened to me.
asking
I
you the
asked.
questions.
Go ahead, Lily.
That's actually happened to me. I asked a narrator if they'd collab with me, and they got back to me probably within an hour and said yes. And I remember just sitting there for a day going, "They said yes." And
Now
forgot
what
to
do
get
I
back
do?
with them.
Okay,
It's
so
like
I
forgot
have
get
to
back
ask.
them.
What do you guys like? Are you guys familiar with SpongeBob? Rather,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so are you guys familiar with that one episode where Plankton finally supposedly gets a hold of the Krabby Patty formula? And it's like, well, I never thought I'd make it this far. Like, that's literally what he says. Like, that's how I was. Like, I think it was Eden. No, maybe it wasn't Eden. There was like a narrator that I reached out and I was like, would you collab with me? And they said yes. And I'm like, well, what do I do now? I didn't think I'd make it this far.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I understand why people wouldn't know, but just a word of advice, have something in mind that you guys want to
Right.
collaborate with me. I mean, especially with me, because now I know better and I ask people what story they want to collaborate on before I even say yes, then you definitely want to have something in mind.
Yeah, I did
Yes.
like I did I did ask Unit 522 like if he wanted to be part of a project I was working on, and he did. What are you laughing at?
Sorry, I was reading the chat. I'm sorry.
Rude.
I'm sorry.
I'm just laughing.
Oh, that was awesome.
I apologize.
What are you
Anyways,
laughing at?
before I was rudely
Interrupted by
fucking
my
like
giggle.
laugh. Like I did ask Unit if he wanted to be a part of a project that I was working on, and he did politely decline because he had other stuff to do, and I was like, all right, but I did have something in mind. Who keeps laughing?
I'm just laughing that you asked Unit to do something.
I don't know who was laughing. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Dark. We're not trying to be rude.
Nah, it's fine. I'm finished with my story.
Oh, okay. So moving right along. No.
All right.
So what I was laughing at was the fact that Swamp Dweller said I asked Eden for a collab and she beat me with my own mic, and then Eden's like, "Oh, I'll say what? Swamp, you don't even talk to me. You just tell me lies." Swamp liar.
I've never even like seen her before this, though. Like this is like my first time running into this Eden, and I feel like I'm making a good impression. I feel like we're gonna be a long time.
Oh Lord.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and this is totally random, but if you guys haven't heard Eden's latest story, my God, that story is amazing. Both, the guy who wrote it, the guy, I think it was Tim Sonsky actually. Both Tim and her did a wonderful job. It's a great story, so I would suggest you all check it out.
Ooh, awesome.
Number million. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Phoenix, hello again. Apparently, you're making a great impression, Swamp.
I'm glad.
That's the only
I'm such a
impression
genuine
he knows how to
person.
make, yo.
Goose
Swamp,
knows.
we're
He's got my
laughing at
back.
you, and we're not laughing with you.
I got you. I met Swamp. I was like, I like him.
Oh my gosh.
I met Cannibal. I was like, fuck that dude, man.
I like that.
Oh,
It's like,
I met Goose and I thought he was Tom Segura. I was starstruck. I was like, oh
that
shit.
dude is fat, man. I'm not fat like talking about.
He's lost
really
weight,
hurting
Goose.
myself.
He's-
Oh
He's
snap!
lost
Oh
weight,
snap!
Goose.
Somebody's about to get told right
It's
now.
just the
Hold
beard.
on.
It's the
Ooh.
beard. He has like that
I
face. He's
shaved
got
my
the
beard
beard
today,
face.
and like,
Why are you shaving it, dude?
Because I don't want to look like Tom
I mean, he's
Segura.
rich and got a lot of money, dude. I mean,
He's weird looking. I don't want to look like him.
he's funny though, dude.
He is really
Funny as
funny.
fuck.
He's really funny.
All right, I'm gonna break my own rules here and add another person because I try not to make these too big, but it's all
Nice.
in for the sake of the lulz,
it,
guys. There you go,
My shit's
Eden. Check
probably
your Twitter.
Oh no.
My shit's probably muted
Oh,
for the
no.
majority of the time because these fucking children. I'm locked in a room somewhere. So hope they can
Yo,
find me.
I just realized
Ooh.
Dark Voices is here. What's up, dude? I love you.
Oh.
I'm just kidding, son.
Dude, that only takes
Yeah,
like 20
you're-
minutes.
Dad.
I
Dad,
love you
why?
too.
Well, you know.
Oh snap! It's happening! It's happening.
Okay, so I don't appreciate these lies that you're telling Swamp Dweller. You're the one. Everyone's
Swamp,
always
she caught
telling
you red-handed.
No, let me tell you, everyone's over here saying, "Hey, Swamp Dweller's amazing. You should totally collab with him." I'm like, "Oh my god, that'd be amazing!" Because if I didn't have 80,000 things to do in my life and I had a fucking stupid ass job to go to every day, I'd totally be down. I put out 2 videos a week, man. 2.
What she said. I don't have to say
that's
anything
right.
else ever
What's
again.
with this hate coming towards me, man?
It's
I
not
just
hate. It's all about the love. I just don't appreciate you lying about how much I love you. Why are you tripping, man?
DMs, guys. You can see she said the swamps just smell too bad. She can't be associated with someone like me. You know?
And see, look, he's lying. I straight up just said that, I appreciate him. And he's just lying again. I don't even understand what's going on. I just try to spread the love as equally as possible. But no,
Oh
I get
my
told on.
Shit.
And now people think I'm a violent mic beater. Like, I don't understand.
I just
Man,
thought
you
that
I
such a
might
feel-
violent person.
I feel like Margbot streams just turned into Jerry Springer right now.
Just about,
Hey,
about
he's-
cuss words and a racial slur from being a hitchhiker.
Right? Look, oh my God. No, straight up. He's like, she beat me with my own mic. I'm like, wait a minute. What?
Is that not a good impression? It goes from hello, nice to meet you to she beat me.
But,
Like,
oh yeah,
pretty
that's
easy
totally what kind of person I am. Let me just tell you. Like, hey, my name's
I mean, she's
Swamp Diller.
aggressively-
Nice to meet you. And I beat you upside the head.
I mean, you're aggressively complimentary. It's nice, you know.
Oh
She just
yeah.
seemed very
Yeah.
in your face.
You just
with
keep
it. She's
digging the
like,
hole,
nice to meet
Swamp.
you, and she just.
I can't help it. I'm very direct. You should hear me in my live streams. I'm very direct. It's all
He is
about
very
it.
direct. I appreciate it. That's why I call him Swamp Troll rather than Swamp Dweller.
No, it was good. I needed the laugh. I've been having kind of a crappy day, so no,
I'm
I
sorry.
appreciate it. No, it's
Aw.
all good.
Oh,
Coming in and
welcome
listening to the
to-
interview was good.
Oh, thanks.
Slide into my DMs.
Welcome to
They're
a more
open.
smart enough stream.
smart enough.
More smart enough.
Oh,
More
hold up.
smarter.
Lord of Terror
Oh.
said, Eden likes Hanson, but does not like Swamp and does not realize they are the same person. Because Swamp Dweller looks like Hanson over here.
Which
Everybody
one
says I
though?
look like that. Okay, which one
The
is it, guys? Is
drummer.
it Beck
Yeah,
or
which
Hanson?
one?
Look
Drummer,
your
you know?
mind up.
Which one is it?
I
No,
think
see,
it's
now
Beck.
that you said
One,
that,
two.
you should be all like, bop, tick, tock, bop, bop, tick, bop, bop.
I'm not that old. I'm
Let me-
sorry.
Man, I am.
Yeah,
I
Shut up,
am.
Dad.
Swamp Dweller knows who Hanson is. We're all so old here, and then Hanson's like here, and then I'm calling him
You're
Hanson
like
now. See
2
what
years older
happened?
than me. You were like 2 years older than me, Margbot. Calm down.
That's not true. I'm so much older than you. I'm as old as Goose and Eden.
Making
Oh my
lies
gosh.
again.
Yeah, seriously.
Axeman
only
said
like-
that he made an intro for Swamp Dweller, and by means of saying thank you, he bent you over a pool table, or you bent him over a pool
Not
table.
wrong.
So aggressive.
He said not wrong.
Not wrong. Well, I'm looking for a good time, you know. It doesn't matter, guy,
Guilty as
girl, whatever,
charged.
man. I'm just chilling.
See, this is why he trolls, because he wants like aggressive feedback, because he has to get his own aggressions out. Makes total sense now, man.
Shit got all
Passive
psychological.
aggressiveness.
That's how he finds validation, guys. By
Yes.
trolling.
This is why I avoid
trolling.
Eden. You know, she knows me too well.
I don't fall for those games of yours.
Oh, so you're playing now, Swamp. Wow. It's all
Dude.
been revealed. Swamp exposed.
Cause see,
This
he'll
was
be
my,
like, see,
whole-
one day he's gonna turn the tables on me. He's gonna be like, Eden, I swear to God, I'm gonna beat you upside the head. I'm like, ooh, yes, do it to me. I'm gonna throw him off one day. Like, you know how I like it, baby. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. That's gonna freak him the fuck out.
I'm gonna have to like quit that day. I'm like, I don't know where to go anymore. They actually want me to do this now.
I can't handle you guys. Oh my god.
I'm gonna sit there with like
Like,
some whiskey in my
yes.
shower. Like, oh,
It's like, yes, hit me harder.
Is everybody,
Oh,
is
no.
everybody
Fucking
recording
God.
this right here?
Oh my gosh.
star.
Oh
So
man.
Swamp, maybe it's not going to be Swamp of Terror anymore over there on your account. Maybe it's going to be Eden of the
Dweller.
Swamp.
Yeah, or no, it'll be like, what
Dwelling
if
in Eden.
Eden
Swamp
Dweller.
Dweller. No. No, it'll
Eden
be
Dweller
I'm
works
dwelling in
perfectly.
Eden Dweller does work, or Swamp No, the
No, Eden
Swamp
Dweller.
Paradise. Swamp Paradise.
Oh
The
my god.
Swampy
God.
Paradise. Welcome to, what is it, the Swamp of Eden instead of the Garden of Eden?
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
This is getting
All
holy.
the
in here now.
innuendos, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody call her Jesus.
Okay, let me just say that. Okay, so because this has happened, I guarantee you within the next 10 minutes or the next 5, or if it's not already happening now, the ship is about to sail.
It's already happening.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like I always connect with somebody on some level, and then the ships start fucking sailing. Like I didn't even get the Corbel champagne out long enough to christen the ship. It's already gone.
That's so true, though. It's so true. Everybody
That's
loves to
YouTube,
ship
guys.
Eden.
Yeah. See, now they're gonna
Whether-
start calling it. They're gonna start calling us Sweden now. You're like, Sweden!
Hey, that's perfect.
Oh my
Sweden.
God.
That's awesome.
The ship
Hey,
name.
Sweden's
you did that
happening.
to yourself
Yeah,
right now,
Sweden.
Eden. People were
Sweden.
posting Sweden yet, but now you did it. So copy.
Hashtag Sweden. But then they're gonna think that we're talking about the actual country. You can't say
I mean,
Sweden.
that's-
Hi,
That
Mark.
just sounds weird.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
See,
Sounds too
I
much
feel
like
like
Bin Laden to me, but I'm kind of down for that too.
See, look at that. X-Men cartoons. I asked a prostitute for a swampy Eden. See, it started. We've turned into it. We've turned
We need
into a
to-
Kama Sutra move.
oh my goodness.
We need to brand this right now. This needs to be
Trademark.
branded.
Trademark right now. Hashtag Sweden.
Oh my gosh.
With like Taste Sweden's name,
Oh,
copyrights are in
Create
the
our own
process.
Candy bar.
you guys are so much fun. I appreciate it.
We should create our own candy bar. It's like dark chocolate with like little nougats.
Why dark chocolate?
Because dark chocolate's healthier for you. And I think I'm a healthy dose of, sweetness in everyone's life.
Aw, see guys.
Ah,
So is it just me? But I feel like, people have always liked shipping you with other narrators, but as soon as you said that, you didn't you weren't straight, or what was it you said? You called it something. I can't remember
I
what the
am.
word was.
What is it? What, like my sexual orientation?
Yeah. You gave
I
your
am.
sexual
I am
orientation.
pansexual.
Yeah, you're pansexual. People were just shipping you with anything and everything. I'm like, do you guys even know what pansexual means?
Yeah, no. Then people are
Yeah,
like,
she likes pans,
sexual-
obviously.
you like pans. And I'm going like,
Pan.
yes, I love my cookware.
Exactly what that means.
Every night.
She's
No,
all.
like,
It's all about the Rachel Ray cookware. Do you not understand?
No, it's Paula Dean.
that's what. No, it's, no.
Yeah.
Hold up. Wait. No, it's not Paula Dean. It's not Rachel Ray. It's God. What's
Stop
that
from
woman?
Steel.
No.
Martha Stewart.
Oh my
What's
gosh.
that, what's that one woman who has the No, not Martha Stewart. Man, fuck that lady. Fuck that old
Y'all want some
biddy.
pie?
Right there.
Fuck that old
Kill
biddy.
you.
I know, right? I'll stab her with her own curtain rod.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
goodness. What lady are you thinking of?
Oh my gosh, she's Italian and she has God, what is her name?
Beata?
Yes.
Oh
I'm all
my
about it.
God.
Beata De Laurentiis.
Grandma.
Yeah, that's still yes.
Oh,
See,
she
I-
likes
I-
some
I like-
Italian, y'all.
I'm such an no, straight up,
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for Italian food.
Same.
I'm
Who isn't?
all about it. Right? What's wrong with people if they're just like, ooh, Italian food? I'm like, you clearly don't understand what it means to be
You
alive.
make
So
bad
you
life
need to go
decisions.
right. Exactly. Pizza, hello. God, I want some pizza. I'm on a diet.
It's only a
I'm
call
on a-
away.
I just had pizza today.
It's Friday and you've had a rough day. Okay.
I just have to say, to address all this, I'm vidsexual.
You're vidsexual?
Same.
Vidith, he is
Same.
sexual for Vidith.
Oh.
Same.
Vidith isn't here. I had to bring it out because Vidith is, I
Aw.
still love you, babe.
Vidith
Do you
is
know
babe.
Vidith?
Still love you.
Okay, so funny story. Funny story. I first heard Vidith in the video, the Black Stag that Unit 522 did with. It was Tim's story, and I was Kiwi in that story, Kiwi Carver, the girl who died at the end. And spoiler. But anyway, so Vidith was in that video and I fell in love with his voice and I was like, dude, we need to do a story together and you are the perfect character for a person I have in mind. And if those of you who haven't read this story, I mean, it's pretty popular. Some people don't like it, some people don't. It's called Jason the Toymaker. Vidith actually played Jason the Toymaker in that video on my channel, and he did such a good job. He just took on the role of a crazy toymaker best friend.
He killed it.
He nailed that shit. It was so good.
It's because in real life he's a crazy toy maker, obviously.
Well, it makes me sad too because everyone kept talking about oh yeah, Jason's voice actor was awesome, but then they kept talking about my British accent in that video. I'm like, no, focus on the main person of the story who is named in the story. Don't talk about my accent. And but no, and so I made a promise. I was like, okay, I probably shouldn't do accents in my videos for a while. And then lo and behold, I did this really southern, mountainy, old southern accent. And what was it? The Eastwood Clan, and everyone fell in love with that one. But then there was some weird comments going on in the comment section. And I was just like,
But aren't you actually Southern though, Eden?
I am Southern, but yeah, I live in the South, but like I'm not the traditional Southern. Yep, see, like that. I don't talk like that.
Hey,
I
don't
can't
judge
even
till you try, man.
I can't even
Come
talk
here right
like
quick.
that for. I can't even do that for a very long time because it just hurts my jaw to keep like elongating my vowels like that.
Yeah,
it just comes.
We can't all be Lillie over here.
Oh my gosh.
Lillie and her Southern accent.
And here's the thing though, like here's the thing is like I live in Mississippi, okay? So when people hear me, they're like, "You're from Mississippi?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." And for those of anyone who lives like, in New York or Chicago or California, they know that I'm from the South because I do have a slight accent. But people in the South don't think I'm from here because I don't sound like them. And it's really funny because a lot of people are like, "Well, Corpse says that my Southern comes out when I get mad, but that's not true. If anything, my hood comes out when I get mad, and that's why he always likes to he's like he likes to rile me up on purpose because he thinks that's the funniest shit ever. He goes, "Man, you're so cute when you're mad. You're like your Southern comes out and your hood comes out all at one time, and it's just the cutest thing." And I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, that's our relationship. Is half the time I'm threatening to kill him because he's purposely saying shit to piss me off.
Oh my god.
Goodness. Yeah, he's somebody who would do that. I can see that.
Yeah, that's totally cool. Don't let any of you guys be fooled. Corpse Husband is a fucking troll.
He really is. I believe
he is a troll. Like Swamp Dweller, you better watch out. Like he's gonna give you a run for your money.
I know of Corpse's trolls, trust me.
And it's really funny because no one can tell if he's being for real or not. So sometimes you have to like catch yourself and go, "Wait, are you serious? Like you fucking for real?" He'll be like, "Man, I totally just fell off I was doing flips off this like building and I fell and crushed my toe into a million pieces." And he says it so seriously. You're like, "Are you serious?" Like, because I could see him doing that shit because he's always injuring himself. And then he'll go, "Nah, man, I actually, just stubbed my toe trying to go out and get the paper." I'm like,
see, that's the thing about him is like he always says everything like it's like you said, like it's so serious, like it's life and death, and like he has the same tone of voice, so you don't know if he's joking. So sometimes when I first talked to him, I was just like, is he being serious right now? I'm like, this is a little weird. No, but it's just he likes, he's silly. He actually has a pretty good sense of humor. And
he does.
Most people realize that.
He makes me laugh all the time because half the time when he's making me angry, like it's because he's saying some crazy off the wall joke that is so outrageous, and I'm going, that doesn't even make any fucking sense. And he goes, "I know, but it made you smile, didn't it?" And I was like, "Oh my god, I hate you." But he makes me laugh all the time. Like, oh, and speaking of the Snapchat thing, yeah, that's really creepy. I don't know if he knows about that yet, but I should probably tell him. But because he's always on Snapchat, and
he was actually the one who made me aware this morning because he posted a Snapchat like, if you guys know where I am, please don't show up at my door.
Don't show up at my door.
Something like that. I forget what it was.
Don't find me.
Yeah.
It's funny because it was funny because he snaps me all the time. Like, well, I have a Snapchat, but it's private. Like I don't have a Snapchat just for like a lot of my fans are just like, "Get a Snapchat so we can snap you." And I'm like, but now I'm even more hesitant because I'm just like, ooh.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. And but he always snaps me some of the weirdest shit. He'll drive because I'm usually awake when he's awake because I have to go to work at 2 a.m. And so it's like 2 a.m. It'll be like 10 o'clock at night for him. So he's driving around, in town, and he'll send me like snaps of him rapping to some fucking music, or he'll send me snaps of like him screaming, just randomly screaming and doing this wacky ass crazy person laugh. And he'll go, he's like, "I'm sorry, Eden, it's really late at night." And I'm like, "Shut up. It's 2 a.m. where I am."
Yeah, that one time that he snapped about how to make muffins, and he literally just put like milk and
flour.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Milk and flour. Yeah.
With no eggs, and then he tried to stick that shit in the oven because he's stupid.
Yeah.
He was doing that shit because, so he was doing that on purpose. That's like a running joke between he and I, and that's because I love blueberry muffins, and when I'm really upset, I usually bake blueberry muffins no matter what time it is. I'll bake
it all
them.
Makes sense.
And so it's a running joke where every time he comes into a chat with me, or he's like, or if I go into like a stream where he's at, he'll like start talking about blueberry muffins, and I'm going like, I hate you so much, because anytime someone talks about it, I'm like, I get the itchy, like, I gotta go make muffins now. I gotta go do it, you know, and I'm obsessed with it, and I really am. I'm shamefully obsessed with blueberry muffins.
Blueberry muffins are the best kind of muffins. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
And not like that cheap factory made shit.
muffins.
Yeah, like not the cheap factory made. Like you have to like made from scratch, or like you get it out the package and you bake it yourself, and you put real blueberries in there, not that like generic shit.
Yeah, because you can always taste the preservatives in like the blueberry muffins. So yeah,
bruh.
So
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for this picking these blueberries.
Organic. It's all organic or nothing.
Right.
Organic, you know.
That's what I'm talking about, Goose. You're right on my level.
Buy that shit from the store.
Well, I'm not gonna go and pick them. Like if they're fresh like in a little thing, then that's all good. But I'm not gonna go out there and pick. No, I am a nice caramel color. I don't want to get any darker, so I'm not about that life.
Yeah, same here. Not about that life. I totally share in that.
Especially. Okay, so for those of you who haven't heard, I feel like I have to inform people. This is important since I work in the news. This is important. So there's this tick going around. It's a Lone Star tick. Mm-hmm. It's the Lone Star tick, guys. So if you're outside dwelling people, swamp, especially you better watch out. There's a tick. There's a tick that if it bites you, what it contains a sugar that isn't already in the human body. And so when it bites you, it transfers that sugar inside of you, and it makes you allergic to red meat. And there's no cure for it.
Fuck out of here.
Yes, there's no cure for it. There's no cure for it.
I'm gonna kill myself if that shit bites me.
Oh my god! I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat, and I'm gonna say it's all a conspiracy by the government, and they're against the meat industry. So this is all going around, and it's all being caused by the government, guys. So you guys
five true Lone Star ticks.
It's Star Wars. Fuck out of here. Star Wars.
Accent said, "I got one on my right nipple right now."
Oh my god.
Oh,
then Taco's like, "I don't care. I'm eating meat." He's like, "I'll just die."
That's yeah.
Well, I lived a long life.
That's probably something I would do.
That you know, it was funny too because we heard about that on the news today. We were running that story, and we were like, and one of my friends, he was in the prompter room with me. We were just kind of putting stuff for production together, and he goes, "Oh my god," because he's on the diet where like all you can eat is like meat and vegetables, but you can't
paleo
carbs. Yes, he's on that, and so he goes, I'll just kill myself. Like if I get bitten by anything, I'll just kill myself. Like there's just no point in living because that's my diet. That's all I eat.
To McDonald's and fucking commit suicide right away. Let me get a double quarter pounder. It's a wrap.
I'm telling you, it's all from the government. It's all population control, guys. Like half of us will be dead.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'm down.
Right when y'all started talking about this shit, like I started feeling shit like crawling on my arm and shit.
Oh my god.
I don't know what
is it. Ain't 420 yet. You can't be
talking
tripping.
about
insects.
Okay,
what is that?
Crawling in my.
Yeah, no. What's up with that? By the way, like, is that like what is that? What's that thing that? Cathartic? Is it cathartic whenever you tell somebody that it's like, oh man, I felt snakes all over my body, and then you just feel like there's shit crawling on you, or like you talk about spiders? What is it about talking about? Yeah, like what is it about talking about these things that make them come to fruition? It's not like, well, I mean, is it really a placebo effect though? Because I'm not saying that bugs are crawling on you. Like if I say a bug is crawling on you,
like it's like if I give you like a sugar pill and say it's like, you know, it's gonna cure your pains in your arm, and then you take it and your mind mentally kind of, you know, it doesn't actually do anything, but you feel better, I guess.
Yeah, I always thought that placebo effect like was the idea of instigating something. So, but I didn't know like if you say like if I say swamp, there's a bug in your like on your nose, and then you like start touching your nose like fuck there's a bug on my nose, you know, like that's what I thought that's what that meant. But I mean I guess I could see it that way.
Well,
I'm just a dude that lives in a swamp.
The word catharsis like means that basically it makes you feel better once you know, like you've let it out. Like they say that scary movies are kind of cathartic because you get scared, but at the same time you're releasing emotion.
Is that adrenaline?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what it would be called I guess we're highly suggestive or suggestible.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because
We're
we start.
easily influenced. I'm gonna hypnotize you right now.
Oh God, please
Some
don't.
grammar class right here.
Please don't. You guys don't want to know everything. Trust me.
I'm gonna hypnotize you all.
The things
Margbot's
I've
gonna
had
sit
to
here and just
do.
like start telling all these words. I don't even know what cathartic is. I've never even heard that word.
Yeah, I only went to 9th grade.
So it's like,
One of
what are
those
you talking
SAT
about?
words. It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
Swampton didn't do great in the SATs, so I don't know what you
You just tell scary
That's okay.
stories.
You
No scary
tell
stories.
scary
have
stories, that's
cathartic
right.
in it.
You can tell scary stories, and we will vicariously experience them through you.
Exactly. There you go.
Shit.
Dude, I just rip off Eden's videos. Like I just literally download her videos and upload them with my own thumbnail.
God, no.
Like I'm one of those, you know.
Sabotage
everybody.
is real.
I'm like
It's
the
okay.
most talented here, you know. I just take other people's videos and upload them. Only
you
Eden's though. Like what I'll do is like I'll pitch shift them, so it'll be like instead of Eden being like, "Hey guys," it'll be like, "Hey guys."
Oh my God.
Well, then you're not going deep enough, Swamp. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh, I don't have it. I don't have as big as balls as Eden does. I'm sorry.
Oh my
Well,
God.
it's okay, everybody, because I sound like a 12-year-old boy apparently.
Oh my goodness.
That's spot on accurate.
Yeah, 12-year-old boy there. Everybody.
Oh my goodness.
I don't
sound
even
like
know.
a 12-year-old girl, so
I think you sound like yourself,
enough.
Goose. That's what I think you sound like. I just know that
Goose
a lot of
sounds
people
like
say they
every
don't
black
sound-
friend I ever had.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, man. I come from South Florida, man. We all sound the same down here. So
Yeah,
I mean-
that's pretty accurate, actually. I've been there.
Goose sounds like everybody down here. So when I heard Goose, I was like, nah, there ain't no way Goose is white.
I really, I mean, not to sound racist, but I really thought Goose was black the entire
I
time.
feel
I
like-
did too, dude. I grew up in the hood, man.
You know,
I was
somebody
just like,
was
no,
saying-
no way.
Eunice said he was arguing with somebody. I feel like he said that. He was like, nah, man, it's not a white dude. And I was just like, I mean, like, you want me to see your picture? Like, I don't know what else to do.
I don't know what else to do.
I promise. I'm just a white guy. I promise.
Well, you know, people usually think I'm a white girl. Like they think I'm a blonde,
you are
blue-eyed
a white
white
girl.
girl, and I'm
You're a
not
white
a
girl.
white girl. You've seen what I look like. I mean, I
You see
face
a white
revealed
girl,
already.
y'all.
I am clearly not a white girl.
I mean, everybody thinks I'm white, but I'm obviously like, you know.
You're Jamaican, right?
Human. What are you talking about?
I'm Jamaican.
You're not even human.
Hey, that's
You're a
not
toaster
nice.
strudel,
That's
man.
not nice. Damn, son.
But the
Hey,
but the big
dark
question
voices
is,
over
are you
here.
fake?
What's up?
I'm fake news, bro. I'm fake news.
Fake news.
Over here.
Fake
Fake
news,
bot.
man.
Poor Lily
Fake
being
bot.
questioned
It's
as
just
to
all
whether she's
Photoshop.
fake Native American. That's awful.
Oh, that I'll never forget that. Are you
Not
really
even
Native
Native
American?
American.
Are you fake? Okay, it's a weird way to ask that question. Thank you.
American.
Oh. Or
That's
poor
like us.
Creeperoni being told she has a fake Southern accent. She's been like born and raised in Georgia. Felt bad for that one too.
Oh, I know.
People are just so mean on YouTube.
I thought
People
it
are
was like her
stupid.
putting on something. It was so thick. I thought she was just like making fun of us at first. I was just like, what? And then like I heard like more of her videos. I was like, okay, there's no this is either a running gag that's gone on for so long, or this is just her voice. I don't know at this point.
Creeperoni and I have the same birthday. It's really weird.
Yeah, I think it's really
I am
cool.
Creeperoni.
Yeah.
Because both of you guys are my favorite female narrators. So I'm like,
Oh, yeah, I thought that was hilarious. She was like, we're born on the same
thank you.
day. Except I'm there.
Oh,
my gosh.
thanks.
Oh, yay! Wow, I've been doing way too many
Oh,
like
man.
voiceover stuff for No Sleep podcast, so my voice is gonna probably be everywhere. I'll just change voices on you guys real fast.
I'd just like to say that I want to thank Eden for being my inspiration to be a female narrator.
Anything for you.
It's been a long road.
I think she's
It's been a
starting to
long road.
lose it, guys.
Oh no, she's gone out of control.
What? Me? Why, I never.
Oh my oh my gosh.
Well,
I never.
I never.
I love that.
Yes, of course. So everyone in the chat, let's see. Do you have any questions for us? Yes.
That's a like totally different accent now.
I told you I'm gonna switch them up on you real fast.
Fuck.
Like,
But hold on,
show
hold
up
on.
and
The
clean your
real
windows.
test is, can you do a 16-year-old female?
Let's see. Like, oh my god, I was checking my Instagram the other day, and like, I got 5 likes on it, and it totally should have been like 50. I don't appreciate it. It took me 20 minutes to get that selfie just right. Like,
Corb still
holy
beats you.
shit.
Sorry, Corb still beats you at a
The
16.
16-year-old girl just kills me. I'm
Yeah,
a
it does.
16-year-old girl. And I'm like, dude, I tell him all the time. I'm like, dude, I was like, guy, man, you're sick like half the time. If you really need me to read a story for you, like how, or at least take that part out. That's I'm a 16-year-old female. Like, no, don't do that. That's weird.
No, I think recently he does it more from like this story is from the perspective of a 16-year-old female. I think he started doing that. And I wonder if it was because you made fun of him like that.
I think it was. I was just like, yeah, you're the. I was like, I don't know how many 16-year-old females you know, but they don't sound like that.
I'm just a 6-year-old Hispanic girl.
Oh, Lillie, I'm sorry. You probably need to get going. I'm sure you have lots of things to do. I just read it on the chat. But thank you so much thank you for allowing me to interview you, and never be afraid to cut people off here. This is how it works.
Oh no, I didn't want to interrupt everybody, but thank you so much for having me. This has been great.
I enjoyed the interview. It was very interesting, and I learned a lot.
I adore you.
Everybody, please check out Lillie's channel. I have linked it in the description below. She's definitely, she puts out great content, so please check it out. Yay! Thank you, and Lillie, have a lovely evening.
Yay!
Have a good night. Nice
Good night,
meeting you.
Lillie.
Bye.
Goodbye. Now get out of here.
Get out of the swamp.
No.
Sorry, that's rude.
I am secretly having
that
a
ass.
Milky Way. So my parents turned up last weekend, right? And they, for whatever reason, their church gifted them this entire massive box of 20 extra large Milky Ways. So
what?
Yeah.
Milky Way is like my favorite. Well, actually, it's my second favorite candy bar. But my first favorite candy bar was whatchamacallit for a long time, and then they quit making them for whatever reason, or I couldn't
still
gain
find them out
access
here.
to. Yeah, like or I couldn't gain access to them for a while. So then, of course, my go-to was a Milky Way.
Yep. So I'm sure I'm gonna end up with a cavity issue here shortly.
I like
it's
Twix.
It's those massive bars that
Twix
actually
are
have
so
2
good.
bars within like the one thing. So it's just like yeah, that's the problem. Sorry about that, everybody.
I feel like I need to correct Eden on something here. She said her favorite was a Milky Way, but I'm pretty sure her favorite was Swamp.
The swamp candy bar.
I mean,
No, we're gonna remember
Nougats.
it's nougats. That's the dark chocolate with nougats. That is this hashtag Sweden. That's the new candy bar. We're gonna
yes.
trademark it.
Sweden.
Oh, is that what they call it now? A candy bar?
Sweden Swamp Candy Bar.
Swamp
Extra
bars
nougats.
with
Oh
extra
my
nougats. Have you heard of the really deep voice narrators say stuff like, I'm a 12-year-old girl, it kills me every time?
Oh, thank you, Taco Cat. You didn't have to do
I'm a
that.
12-year-old
Thank
girl.
you.
Taco Cat
I'm a
is so
12-year-old girl.
Vitta started a meme on my channel when he started a story on my channel one day. He was like, "My name is Melissa," and I was like, "Fuck no."
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, we were running around calling
My
you
name is
Melissa. I remember that.
The first comment was, "Wow, Melissa sounds manly as fuck." He did like the most manly voice he could for it. That's why it was so great. It's like the most rugged voice I've ever heard him do.
I know, I love it.
What's funny is like there was one video like of it that he uploaded that he had Mr. Scarecrow in, and at first I thought that was him, but then I realized, like, oh wait, shit. I'm like, man, Vidit sounds really, really manly now.
Vidit has the worst luck with his collabs, man. Every time people do stories on his, they think it's like every time I do something on Vidit, they think it's him, and every time he does something on mine, they think it's me. We sound nothing alike.
Yeah, you
Like-
guys
Yeah,
have
you
completely
guys-
different
Yeah.
voices.
You,
I mean,
you guys do sound completely different.
Vidit is actually good. I just kind of speak bullshit.
so Swamp, care to tell us the difference between a Wendigo and a Skinwalker?
God damn it. If I have to explain what a skinwalker is to somebody one more time on a stream, I probably am just going to delete my channel and just off myself. I'm so tired of it. Just look it up on Google, for fuck's sake. Just Google it, guys.
Come up with a frequently asked
Look at
questions.
Wikipedia.
Well, I feel like the internet's wrong though. Like I feel like there's too many opposing like views on it. So that's why I'm like just come up with
There's
an
really
FAQ.
not.
Dude, like,
There's one definition of a skinwalker.
dude,
and everybody keeps fucking it up.
I barely like go into your streams, but how frequently do you get asked like what a skinwalker is?
Every 5 minutes.
I have not done a single stream out of the 6 months I've been doing this that I have not.
And he streams like 3 times a week. So
I feel like my FAQ, the first question that would be on my FAQ is, when will you do a face reveal? And I swear to God, I've answered that question so many times. And I'm like,
when will you do it?
I said, I'm going to do it at 100,000.
Eden, when are you going to do a face reveal?
At 100K. I've said it so many times and people keep asking me that question.
You're doing it.
Eden, I got a question.
What's up, dude?
When are you going to do a face reveal?
No, the question is, when are you going to face reveal on my channel? When will you face reveal on the Swamp Dweller channel?
Yeah, when are you going to face reveal?
I'll face reveal on the Swamp Dweller channel after I've face revealed on my channel.
Okay, so when you hit 100K, I'll be at like 1K. So this is okay. I mean, we're gonna make this work. We'll figure it out.
Have more than 1,000. Hush.
I have 832 subscribers. I counted just now.
What?
I just made that number. It's totally a legit number. I did not just make that. I meant to say. My bad. Now I'm fucking up my own troll.
You're lying.
Grammar, Swamp. Grammar, please.
I love you.
I love you too.
So many lies.
Even though you were a son I never wanted, I still love you.
I love you too, Dad. I hate your guts, but I love you, Dad.
I was sitting there. I was like, you don't have 1K. I subscribed to you. Of course, I know this.
She doesn't subscribe to people who have 1K, guys.
No, I'm just saying that I just watched a video of yours. Like I just watched one of your videos like last week, so I know that's not legit.
I'm offended.
What? Lies?
People don't watch my videos. What are you talking about? Nobody watches my videos.
Yes, I do.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
I do.
Thank you, Immunity. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Let's see. Axeman said, yeah, I'm making a video for Coach Husband and it involves skinwalkers, and I have no fucking clue what a skinwalker is. I'm just trying to portray it as undead Steve Irwin.
Steve Buscemi would be a better comparison.
Yeah, he's not a very good looking guy, is he? Steve Buscemi. Is it
Steve Buscemi would be way better for the role.
Buscemi, I think.
I mean, I don't know. Does it really matter?
A guy, I don't know. What's
you guys want to know
skinwalker?
Who has a really, really fake accent and can't pull it off?
Who?
Lord of Terror has the worst British accent ever.
Oh, that guy.
It's clearly fake. It's clearly fake, guys.
He's
such a loser.
I just thought Lord was like Mexican or something.
Damn.
I always knew he was a fraud. You fraud.
He is a fraud. That's why we chased him away.
It's gonna be like all my comments now. It's just gonna be stuff Eden says about me in my comments from now on. It's gonna be like swamp lies, swamp liar. God damn it. Thanks, Eden.
I'm just saying that I'm a fan of your cryptid stories.
She just said that in like the sexiest way possible. It's just like, I'm a fan of your cryptid.
She's just hot for the dog man, you know? It's cool. You know, he comes up and he's gonna
not gonna lie. Okay, so the reason why I was trying to listen to a lot of different Dogman stories, because when I ended up doing Tim Sonsky's story, The Rake versus the Dogman, I was like, okay, I know about the Rake. I've heard a bunch of stories about the Rake. I was like, I need to figure out more stories about the Dogman, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's a werewolf. I'm like, well, no, not really. Because then they just call him a werewolf. Like, that doesn't make sense. Why would you call him the Dogman if he was a werewolf? That's ridiculous. So I was like, there's got to be a correlation here. So I was constantly looking up videos about like Dogmen, and I stumbled across. And then I didn't even, for a while I just wasn't really combing through social media unless I had notifications of people like tagging me and shit. And so that's how I came across your channel, Swamp, was one of your cryptid stories and your Dogman, your hour-long Dogman video. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I listened and I was like, hey, he's got He's got a nice voice. And I meant to message you and be like, hey, do you want to do something together because I like your voice? But then I heard just now in the interview that you're all like, they want to do something
Yeah,
with
I
me.
got serious shade.
So I was like, wow, I should just probably not
Serious
even say
shade over
anything.
towards Eden.
Yeah, I know. So much shade.
You lost your
Well, I
chance.
mean,
that's
that's
cool,
what
though.
happens when Eden beats people with their own
Lost my
money. Come
chance.
on now.
Yeah, exactly.
Lost my chance.
You lost your chance.
I'll never make it to that 100K now.
Foiled
Oh.
again.
Carsey
Foiled
is
again.
foiled again.
So Eden, I have to ask. I have to be that fan right now.
Mm-hmm.
Dad's tapes.
Oh, I'm waiting on Creepypasta Dish to finish cleaning up his part of the audio, and then once that is done, I will be releasing it. That is the last official Dad's tape, like the audio recording. That'll be the last official tape that'll be released, but then I have a few more that will be released behind it. One of them I'm going to turn into a tape. It was supposed to be a transcription of a videotape, but obviously I can't do it because it's a videotape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transcribe it and change it up a little bit to where it sounds like it's a cassette recording. So officially there'll be 2 more cassette recordings, and then overall there'll be 4 more parts to go into Dad's tapes.
But what if? But what if? I'm just saying this. I'm just saying. Okay. But what if it got animated? What
if it got in? Oh, like you mean the video portion?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't rapey at all.
That is working.
Axeman.
Axeman. Hint, hint. Just wink, wink, nudge,
Lord
nudge.
Chair is killing me. Look, he's saying stop. Go away.
Axeman, we heart you.
Axeman, come out and play.
I want to rip your fucking cunt open, Axeman.
Oh my goodness.
Fucking
Whoa. I just saw what Lord of Terror said. Eden and Margbot asked me to collab with them, and when I said yes, they sent me a hotel room number in the Hilton in LA. Yeah, that totally happened, of course. Come on, Eden. You know, we
Yeah,
planned
I know.
this.
Yeah, we did. I'm sorry.
Planning.
It was expensive. Like, Jesus, I can never do it again. Bye. Like, what?
And once
I
he
wish
stepped through the door, he realized that Swamp Dweller was waiting for him in his...
Exactly. Waiting in the night. Like Darkwing
Whoa.
Duck.
Darkwing.
And I saw. Oh no.
Oh. Bye, Mark. Thank you
I'm
for
just waiting for
stopping
stories
by.
to come up, man. I'm just
Oh, hi,
waiting
Mark.
for the Swamp Dweller Let's Not Meet story. And then I saw this creepy little fucking swamp guy with some grass on him come out of the fucking water smoking a blunt. Be like, "Suh, dude. So creepy little dude with a blunt. Let's not meet." Suh, dude. I was just trying to puff pass, bruh.
Came out late.
I guess
Say
it's all
so,
good.
dude.
I'm
This
somebody's
is more for
spirit
me.
animal. Yay.
Eden was my spirit animal. At one
I
I
point.
broke your heart.
Till yeah, I broke his heart with his
Until
own
she exposed
microphone.
me.
I did. Oh,
She exposed me. She straight up was like swamp liar, and I was like, God damn it! Now everybody knows that I lie about Eden all the time. You know, I go on streams and I'm just like, Eden is the nicest person I have never met. You know, Eden is a beautiful, beautiful portion. She is
Oh.
literally the Messiah of Chode. It's aggressive compliments. Aggressive compliments. Do you feel me? And then that's not true. She's not the Messiah of Chode. She's actually the God of Chode.
I don't
She's
know
not a
what that
Messiah.
means. I think I'm too old to know what that means. What does it mean?
Messiah of
Margaret, too
Chode.
young
You
to
know what
know.
Chode is?
I'll tell you when you're older.
You didn't enlighten me.
Yo, I'm 18. I know what a chode is.
A chode? Yeah, let's just it involves some like genitals.
It's a mini hard dick.
Oh God. Oh God.
Sudden
gonna
realization
Guys,
hits her.
thanks.
Apparently, I'm the Messiah of genitals.
No, you used to be a Messiah. I was lying. Now you're the God. You make
Oh,
my
now I'm the
loins.
God,
You make
okay.
all of our loins froth with your voice. With your voice acting. When you turn into a 12-year-old, that's when I
Yeah.
froth.
You know, I will say one of the
Yes.
strangest compliments I've ever received on my channel. It was a really weird comment, but I kind of laughed when I saw it. But they said they wanted to lay in a bed made of my voice. I'm like, what? How is that even possible? Like,
Well, at least
do I
they didn't say a bed made of your skin. That would have been creepy.
That would have been really weird. Not gonna lie, that'd have been really weird. No, yeah, that's one of them, or like a bed, or a bed made of my voice, and the sheets made out of my voice as well, so they can wrap themselves in my essence. And I'm like, what? I don't understand.
Do you ever get comments like saying like, "Oh man, I wanna make love to your voice"? Do you
Yes,
ever like?
yes. I want to make love to your voice, and I'm going, that's kind of hard. You would be making love to sound vibrations.
I mean, you guys get nice comments. People just say, "Swamp, you sound like a retard," and I'm like, "Thanks, bro. That's the nicest thing I've gotten all day."
Oh,
I
I
don't
don't
think
like that
so.
word.
It's pretty it's like the most
Shout out to Creepy
common
Pasta
thing I get.
Goblin because he's in the chat and he's watching
Or
from like the most
You
remote
sound
location
like
in the
William
world.
Shatner.
Do you? I don't know. I don't know that I see.
I don't
William
think
Shatner.
so, but everybody thinks I sound like William Shatner apparently. And
You don't have enough dramatic pauses in your sentences to sound like William Shatner.
I don't get the comparison. I'm not understanding.
I just want to say that I dwell in
Always,
the swamps. Like that's not
I am
I
William
just try to
Shatner.
rip off fucking Vidith, honestly. I just rip off Unit 2, honestly. No, he rips off me more. I'm just ripping off everybody, you know. This is my job.
Yeah, you just re-upload all our
Ripping videos.
videos.
Swamp the Ripper. He's the new killer of YouTube channels.
New killer.
I'm the AIDS of the community here. I'm the cancer. There we go.
Ripper.
Swamp.
Well, that's the next creepypasta, man. Like, screw Death to Kill. Swamp the Ripper.
We're killing Margbot. Oh dear.
Sorry, I died there for a second. Sorry, guys. Corel asked,
Choking on
Margbot,
that
would you
Twix.
ever consider interviewing subs? I don't know. I mean, I am expanding my my horizons, I guess, because I am interviewing Tim Sonsky, who, as you guys know, is a what? What are you laughing at?
Lord of Fear. Sounds like
Lord of
it became a crack whore for a year.
But again, he's not wrong. We've already
Oh my
covered
God.
this.
Mhm.
So
Me
anyway,
and Vidith had a very long
expanding
discussion.
my my horizons, interviewing writers now as well for the community, and I'm gonna interview Mew next month, so that should be fun.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So just if you're involved with the horror community and the content creating, but I'm not sure about the subs. Are you guys familiar with Horror Studio One?
Oh yeah.
Heard of him, but
So,
never
He
watched.
used to have a thing where he actually allowed subscribers to join the live streams, and I don't think he ever vetted them, I guess you could say.
No.
But he used to get some really interesting folks on his streams, and he didn't even know what they were going to say. And I'm just like, dude, what did you just do?
Oh, you mean like the ghost sex ring?
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, I
Excuse me?
was back in the day when I was part of those interviews, those podcast interviews, because I was actually involved in those, and that was the weirdest one where he's obsessed with ghost sex stories, and this girl came onto the interview stream and talked about how she had a ring that she had gotten that was possessed by a ghost, and it would like, you know, do sexual things to her while she was sleeping when she wore the ring. And I was like,
Fuck.
and then she said
hell?
and then she said she got weirded out by it, and so she like ended up sending it to one of her friends, and I like went off on her. I was like, okay, if that's true, why would you push that curse onto somebody else?
Because fuck that bitch. What if she was a bitch and then what if she took Susie's like thing, like her tampons, man, out of her purse, you know?
Oh my lord.
Like when you know how expensive tampons are, man. Man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tampons are, man.
He would get some
I'm just saying.
colorful characters onto those, and I'm like, I don't think I could do that. That's just, it's too willy-nilly. Like, you have to know who you're allowing on. Like, I think I've had a couple subscribers on before, like 3 or 4 of them, but I knew them and I've known them for a while, you know? So I couldn't just be like, hey, you in the chat, yeah, join us. No, I couldn't do that. It's too scary.
That's why I get so
mean-
shy on streams or calls. It's very shy person.
It's all good, guys. I'm a subscriber and Margbot won't interview me. She keeps saying no. I'm like, Margbot, please. Like,
Hey,
I
Vinny,
need
I've
this
interviewed you
exposure.
twice now.
I need the exposure. I need this.
Margbot,
I need
what's
this,
my
Margbot. You don't
interview?
understand.
Wait a minute. No. Wait,
Yeah,
you're
we're-
the one. No, Swamp. That's not fair. You're the one with over 12,000 subs. You should be exposing her onto your subscribers. You know, she.
What do you mean? Like,
scratches
I
your-
have literally like hoard out Margbot on my channel for the past 2 weeks
Yeah,
straight.
he's so
Like,
sweet. That's why he's like my little brother, because he takes care of me.
I like, videos she wasn't even a part of. Like, okay, poor Mr. Black Pasta was on the video, and I shouted out Margbot over it.
Seriously, like I wasn't even. I felt so bad because I wasn't even part of that video. And at the end of it, like Swap Door was like, "Everybody, go check out Margbot." It's just like, what? I wasn't even part of this
Black
video.
It's all good though. He's got Mr.
Cool. I have nothing to do with this.
Yeah, pretty much. I was just like, cool. I don't know.
He's
Okay,
got
so
MCP behind him. He doesn't need it. He's good.
along those lines, I'm gonna take a minute to
I felt
shout
kind of bad
out
because I didn't.
all of my narrator friends because they were like definitely on a race to get me to 1,000 subscribers. Like everybody was like retweeting me and just like sharing my channel, and it was just like it was special because I wanted to reach 1,000 like at the same time or a little bit before I interviewed Chills because it was kind of a big deal to me. And
May I share a story?
they did it. So yeah, shout out to all you guys who retweeted my stuff and shared me, and now I'm over
Margbot.
1,000. What?
So like during that process on Twitter when they were like shouting you out, before that, and I didn't know this because like I tweeted you calling you a loser, and I didn't know people were shouting you out trying to get to 1,000, so I felt so bad.
Oh yeah, I saw that you called me a loser. I was like, whoa, it's like so much hate here. It really brought me down.
Like that was like when I wasn't really aware about like that you were near like 1,000 subs. I was like, oh shit, now I feel bad now.
You should be ashamed of yourself, young man.
I'm sorry. I didn't
Then my
know.
channel was trash too, guys. Very nice.
We saw Margbot's
expose
channel
me on your-
blossom. It grew into this
Why is
channel
everyone
that
so
is-
mean to Marg? She's so sweet.
She is.
She was savage to me. She was
You're
mean to me
big,
when I met her.
fat meanie head, all of you.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. I'm just the sweetest guys, you know. Actually,
Oh.
to be fair though, I just keep it real. I'm not even like a sweet person. Like once, you know, I'm like
Oh, you
nice
are a
to
loser.
people.
She's
I'm nice
straight
to
up.
people.
You're polite. No. Okay, so I've seen Marg go off on people, but like, because she'll be okay. So here's the thing. Okay,
I keep
this
it real,
is something-
yo.
I actually wanted to talk to you about this.
Oh,
Okay, so is it just me, or can you not stand it when people throw you into group DM shit on
Same.
Twitter and they don't even
I read
ask
that shit every
you?
time.
Yeah.
I know why you're saying that, and it's funny because I actually brought it up earlier. I don't think you were here for that, but yeah,
No, I may have missed that
Yeah.
one.
yeah.
But it drives me crazy. It's like, at least ask me, guys, because you know,
Yep.
like I already so I work a full-time job, and the job that I work at is the news station. So like, if my phone is going off, like just
Yeah,
buzzing
so
constantly when I'm
basically-
working, it's like, guys, come on now.
Yep, I made a public
Bruh,
service
put that shit on
announcement
silent,
earlier.
even.
Yeah, earlier, right after the interview, basically telling people like, "Hey, I love you guys, like my subscribers and both narrators. But if you guys could at least ask before making us or before adding us to these things, because like you said, I mean, I work and then all of a sudden, like I return my phone and it's at 2% battery, and I have a zillion messages, and I'm like, what is this? And
Mhm.
sometimes the point of them is because they want to get a collaboration together, but it's like by the time that you reach like the group chat and you're reading it, it's not even about that anymore. You're not even reading what it's about anymore. You're reading about memes, and it's just like you can't even scroll
Mm.
through all that. You know, it's a
Yep.
nightmare. So that's why I made a PSA. I was like, hey guys, I love you all, but please ask. Because I mean, you saw me
Yeah.
post that on the group chat. Like I didn't want to
Mhm.
call out anybody in particular, but I feel like it happens at least 3 times a week or something. And it's just kinda
Yeah.
like,
That happened to me. Yes.
And then
Like,
people,
what's
and then right, and then the other thing is like, and then people get mad when they see like we leave the chat, and it's like, well,
Guys.
fuck you guys, and I'm just like, dude, we leave because one, we don't know any of you guys.
yeah.
Like,
Right.
we don't know any of you. And two, you guys aren't talking about shit anyway. And like Mark said, we work, and since I work in the news, I rely on my phone.
Yep.
So I don't, I had to get a fucking portable battery because of that shit now.
Oh,
Because like it was killing my fucking phone. And so I'd be like, all right, time to hook up my backup battery.
yeah, and I don't want to be that person who is like, oh, well, I'm just gonna get DMs from people who I subscribe or who I follow back, because I just don't. But if that's what's gonna happen, it's what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's just I like connecting with the community, but I also don't like coming back to my phone after not using it all day and seeing it at 2%. It's just not fun. And like I said, I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to just throw people into these. And like you said, sometimes it's people you don't even know. And that's why you saw me in that one particular group chat you're talking about. I was like, hey guys, like, can you ask us, please? And also, what is the point of this? Because if there's really no point and it's just gonna be a million memes, then I'm sorry, I don't really have anything to share because I've probably seen these about like I don't know 100 times already.
Yeah.
Swamp Dweller's following me. That means I gotta unfollow somebody.
Like there was this time where like I was actually at a park.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Finish and I'll go next.
Well, it was not really anything like spectacular or anything. It was just like I was actually at a park one day and I was with my friends, and then all of a sudden I feel my phone going off. It was like kept vibrating in my pocket. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then like I see like it wasn't like a collab thing. It was just talking about like, "Hey, we have to talk about like with the YouTube keep YouTube creepy and all that stuff." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I was like, "Fuck that."
I'm like, no, guys, stop. And I just left it.
It's like, oh, guys, what can we do to keep YouTube creepy? Keep putting out content. How about that?
Just keep up.
Yeah. Keep uploading your videos. Don't ask us.
Smart as fuck.
Yeah.
You smart as hell, Margbot. Damn. You just figured out that answer.
All right, so here's my next PSA.
Because ads aren't there doesn't mean it goes away.
Oh my gosh. So another PSA, guys. I'm gonna do my last one for the night. So it's really not cool to call out narrators like other content creators. I've seen it, and I know it happened even recently. It's not cool to call them out and be like, "Hey, why aren't you subscribed to me? Like, what did I do to like warrant this?" And I'm like, "What is wrong with you? Why would you do this publicly? If you feel that person has a problem with you, then maybe contact them in DMs.
Wow.
Don't post it. Don't tweet at them like, "Oh, why aren't you following me?" Like that's
that was.
I'm gonna call you.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I know what you're talking about, by the way. But I know they probably didn't mean it that way, and like I don't think that was their intention. But it did catch me the fuck off guard.
Yeah, and it's not the first time I've seen it though. I'm like, maybe I don't know. Maybe these people. Maybe it's a manners thing. I don't know. I can't say how everybody was raised, but it's kind of like I've seen it done by different people at narrators, especially at the bigger narrators. And I'm like, how rude can you be? Like, I get it. You want attention, but that's not the way to get it.
Right.
It's actually going to make us not want to interact with you.
Right. I've seen this recently, like a couple weeks ago, I believe. And I did make a tweet about something like that. Where it's like I don't know if you talked about this, Margot, but like I also seen like there are people also like talking like shit to other people, like other narrators are harassing them and just saying like commenting on their videos saying like, "Oh, you suck" and all that stuff. When like
I have very, 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 very little tolerance for shit like that. Like I had to deal with some shit not too long ago, and I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to get too far into it, but let's just say that if you do shit like that, that puts you on the fast track of like being on my blacklist. Like if I've worked with you in the past, or I plan on working with you in the future, or I'm currently working with you, if you do shit like that, especially if you do shit like that to people who are my friends, not only in the, like they're narrators also, but they're like my really close friends in the community. If you do shit like that puts you on the fast track real quick to being on the blacklist. Like I will not work with them anymore after that.
Right.
Like I just won't do it. Like that's something I just will not tolerate.
Yeah, and don't say nasty things to other people that has nothing to do with your drama and everything. It's not really cool.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it 100, man. Like there's no point in that shit.
No, there's not. There's really no part of it. Like for someone to do that and like to call shit out like that, you have no idea what their circumstance is. Like they could be doing things and they could be going through some stuff. You don't know what they're going through. And for you to like go on some kind of war path where you rally up you go on social media and then you post shit on your on your channel to rally up your followers to basically go on a crusade against this person. Like that shit is intolerable and I cannot stand it. Like keep your drama out of your sub's life. Like for God's sake.
I totally agree.
I'm just friends with people I like. Maybe they don't like each other. I don't care. That's not my problem. You know, if that's between you two, that's between you two. If I like both of you, I'm going to be friends with both of you. Whatever beef you have, that's your problem, you know, because I like people based on who they are. Okay. Not just because they're a big narrator, because, you know, they have something to give me, which brings me to my next point. There's been like recently in the community, people who pretend like they want to make friends with you. And this is why I took back earlier. Those of you that were listening have been here most of the time. that's why I took back the whole like, okay, be friends with people before you ask them for a collab, because there's been people who have been running around pretending to be everybody's friend, and at the end of the day, like they just really want you for a collab. So that's not cool either. Like, don't waste someone's time and pretend like you care about them and you want to be friends with them when really you just want to work with them. So yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
If all you want to do is work, then like just be straight up. I mean, because most of us in the horror community, at least I would like to think most of us in the horror community, we're all pretty professional. Like if you say, I want to do work, I appreciate your work, I think you're talented, I think you have something to bring to the community, then just say that. Don't be all like, dude, let's totally chat for like 2 hours and talk about, you know, rainbows and sunshine and like Chinese
And then
food.
sneakily slip it in there.
And then sneak that shit in there, you know, like after like you've been reconning for like 3 weeks and they're like, okay, I've done this for 3 weeks. I haven't mentioned a collab yet. Maybe now's the time to mention it. It's like, dude, no, don't do that. That's such subterfuge. I can't stand that either.
It's like, don't like approach us and say, hey, do you want to collab? Like that's the first thing you say. Like be professional about it. Just like, you know, be courteous about it, but don't pretend to be our best friends either. And something I've had a problem with recently, which is kind of weird because I'm not even that big of a channel, but I guess because I've gotten to interview some of the bigger channels, I've had people approach me and they're like trying to be buddy with me, and you can right off the bat tell it's not genuine, and that it's because of the fact they've seen that I've interacted with these bigger YouTubers, and I'm like, that's not cool.
That type of stuff, it upsets me a lot, honestly. It's just like if someone's like talking to like a bigger narrator, someone like who's like quote unquote popular to you, and you want to be friends with them because they're friends with someone else, that's kind of a shitty thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's unfortunate and it shouldn't be done, guys. Don't use people. It's not cool. It's going to come back to bite you in the ass.
I've had multiple people like hit me up just because I it's weird because like a lot of people know me and Unit hang out in real life and stuff. You know, we live close to each other, and like I've had like 4 people as of recently, because they know Unit is tweeting out recently, oh, we're gonna hang out again, yeah. And now I have like people who are just trying to be my friends to get close to Unit. I'm like, just talk to Unit. What do I have to do with that? Like, I don't get the whole try to use your friendship thing to connect with other people. Like, I mean, like for me personally, like I'm just as new to this as most people, and all I've done is just mind my business and worry about my channel, and all these big channels have come to me. I've never had to ask any of them for anything. So if you just mind your business and be a genuine person, they'll come to you.
Exactly.
That's what I always tell people.
Just work hard at your own thing.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like I always tell people, if they want to do collabs, like I'm all about finding new talent and helping smaller channels. Because I mean, I was small, like I was a nobody, and Corpse husband and I became friends, and that's how I tell people that story all the time. They're like, "How did you and Corpse meet?" I was like a little nobody. I was 50 subs. I wasn't even doing narrations back then. I was just, you know, shooting the shit, playing video games, and doing artwork on my channel. And then he found me because I did a video on another reading group. And he was like, hey, I think you're awesome. Like, I think you're, you know, you have talent. Like, could you check out my channel? And he was only 3,000 subs deep back then. That's how far back we go. And so when, you know, and when I basically how I met, you know, B-Busta and Lazy and all them was because of Corpse. And Corpse asked me to be in a video of his. I never, anytime. And it really upsets me when I see in the comments, they're just like, oh, she's just, you know, she's just on the channel, like on the video with them because they're friends, or she's just trying to get herself bigger, or she probably bugged them to like be on her channel. I was like, I never, ever asked any of them to put me on their video. They came to me. And that's what I was telling you, Marg, in my interview that one time. Yeah. That I never asked any of them to feature me on their channel. They came to me and they said, hey, we want to do a video with you. We want to get you bigger. We want to get your name out there because you're
exactly.
Good.
Exactly. They approach you if they want, you know, they want you on their channel. And that's how it's been for me. I've never asked anybody to feature me on their channel. That's just rude.
Right.
But you have to understand, and you have to understand, guys, like for those of you up and coming narrators, and this is just my own personal advice, because I like to still think that I'm small. Everyone says that like I'm really popular and I'm well known in the community, but I'm still relatively small compared to others. But I'm just I'm the well-known female narrator in the community. I guess I'll put it that way. But I'm still far behind a bunch of others. But what I tell people in the community, I was like, guys, if you just you will not believe how often we actually are out there looking at other people's stuff. Like we're actually watching you guys and listening to your material and seeing what you're all about. And if we feel like you have enough and you put out enough, then we'll come to you and we'll be like, hey, I think you're doing a really good job. I feel like you have enough content on your channel now to have a solid backing. How would you feel about me getting you some more exposure? And that's how I approached
100%
Blue.
can advocate that.
Yeah, like that's how I found Blue. Like Blue, he didn't have, like, I think he had maybe 250 subs when I found him. And I was like, oh, and I went through and I watched almost all of the videos on his channel, including his Darkology and his Grim Gallery. And I was like, oh my God, you have so much fucking talent. You have such a good voice, and you're clearly passionate about what you do. You do a lot of research. You're very creative. I'm gonna, you know, put you on my weekend spotlight. I'm gonna make a video about you and expose you to my subscribers because they need to see what you're all about. And now here he is, like over 10,000 subs, and it's not even been a year since I did it. You know, it's just one of those things where that's the kind of help that I want to give other channels. Like I was telling you, Marg, in my interview, like that's my biggest thing is like when I first started doing horror narrations and I saw so many talented people in the horror narrating community, my goal was not necessarily for me to get big, but I wanted to get big enough to be able to help them get exposed because there's so many horror narration channels popping up out of nowhere now. So a lot of good talent gets lost in all of that.
Yep.
And I don't want that to happen.
Yeah,
So
I agree. And
making-
that's why I bring, you know, the smaller channels onto this, because although I'm not very big right now, it's like there's so many horror channels out there that I feel like, you know, there's a select few that could use a spotlight. The people who put in the hard work, the people, you know, who like are really committed to this and their hearts in this and, you know, aren't 100% doing this for the money. That like, those are the channels that I want to spotlight. And I want to say, hey guys, look at these people, you know, like I know you have a lot to choose from out here, but here's some like options that are maybe a little bit better, you know. Really quick, Taco Cat, thank you so much for donating again. I really appreciate it. However, I wish I could share the $5 with everybody on the stream, but I'm not even getting paid
I don't want
right
your
now.
money, you cat.
I'm not getting paid right now because I think you have to reach 100 before they ever send you a check.
Yep.
So whenever that happens, I'll be sure to share the $5 with these other guys.
Eventually,
Huh?
you can keep
Someday,
You're too
guys.
kind.
Someday.
I'm too. I just live in a swamp. I don't even need money. You know, I just need
See,
water.
Mark, whenever we meet, you
I'm
can just buy
dead.
me a cup of coffee. It's all good.
Okay, well, you're coming to VidCon next year, right? Because you're clearly not here this year.
I know I wasn't here.
So are you coming next year?
Come
Because
on.
you know I
I'm
live
thinking
like
about it. I'm
I live
thinking about
close in the area. Like it's not that far away from where I live. So if you guys come to VidCon, I'll definitely be there.
That is my goal. Well, the thing. Okay, so here's the thing. I told myself I was like, okay, I can't go to any convention until I do a face reveal. I can't do it because I can't, and I, cause you know, or I have to wear a mask. I'll wear a mask when I go, or a fox mask, or a wolf mask.
You're just like, I'm gonna cosplay, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna cosplay because I can't, like, and that's the thing is a lot of other. That's another thing too is they're like, well, if you face reveal, that'll take all the magic away. And I'm like, the reason I want to face reveal is because I finally want to meet you guys. Like, I don't want to be stuck behind the microphone. I want to actually meet and greet and interact with you and take pictures and like go around the conventions and, you know, hang out. Like, that's what I really want to do is I want to hang out. I can't do that because I'm all incognito.
Well, I mean, what if you just hung out with your narrator friends? So would you be open to that?
Oh no, I'd totally be down with that. I'd totally be down with that. I trust you guys. I trust you guys enough that I would not mind, you know, like revealing myself.
If only we could get Corpse on that wagon.
Okay, I will tell you this. I was like, Corpse, what are you gonna do if I come out to LA and I visit you, or I come out to California and I visit you? And he's like, are you gonna come pick me up, or are you gonna like hire somebody to come pick me up, and then you're gonna make somebody pretend to be you the whole time? And he goes, he's like, well, if you actually fly out to California, like we'll actually meet in person. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, but no pictures. I'm like, dude, shut up.
No pictures, guys. Nah, I get it.
I'm like, shut up, man.
Okay, guys.
Hey, Mark.
What's up?
Before we do this, can I give some quick advice out there?
Sure,
real
go
quick
ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
for channels? For channels starting, this is something that I really think everybody needs to know about starting a channel, is that the presentation of your channel is the most important thing. When people look at their channel, they need to be able to understand what your channel is about. So playlists and organization is the most important part of your channel. Look at my channel, look at other bigger channels. All of their playlists, like let's say B-Busta, all of his stuff is all into certain playlists. Like look at Corpse Husband, he has his all into certain playlists, etc., etc. You'll notice mine are all into their own playlist. They all make sense. Playlists have an autoplay feature as well, so it gives you more views in the long run. The most important thing about playlists is that you have to like make them and update them. The thing about YouTube is right now their algorithm wants you to upload at least every 6 hours. That's what they want right now. Unfortunately, it's not really doable for a lot of channels. But the thing that really helps that is when you make a playlist, it counts as the same content ID as a video. And so all YouTube wants is daily activity. It doesn't matter if you upload a video, make a playlist, respond to your comments, you know, etc., etc. All you need to do to keep your channel YouTube is just to be active on it in some way. But the thing is, doing collabs doesn't help you necessarily, because you have to think about it this way. Yes, if you go on Corpse Husband's channel, you're going to get a lot of exposure, and inherently you're going to get some subscribers. But what people aren't going to subscribe to you just because some dude said to, right? So then you have to have some kind of content. So a lot of times people don't want to collab with you if you only have a couple videos, because it's not because you only have a couple videos. It's the point that you don't really have anything for people to come to really subscribe to. You need to have some sort of base of your own voice, not worry about collabs and having all these other people. Worry about putting out your voice so people know what you're about.
Yeah, you need to show that you're committed to your own channel.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I always tell. I always tell people the same thing, Swamp. I'm like, dude, I will totally be willing to collab with you, but you have got to get more content on your channel, because if you don't have anything, then I'm basically sending people out into a wasteland.
Yep.
Exactly. Can I send in real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as a person who has who basically hasn't uploaded in over I don't know, a couple weeks basically.
How dare you?
Sorry. Apologize. No, yeah, as a person that has not uploaded, but if you're like me and you already have a lot of free time, make sure if you want to keep making content, make sure you're actively what Swamp said, make sure you're actively going for it, and then make sure you have actually good quality too. It's quality over quantity. Don't worry about the numbers. They don't really matter. At least to me, they don't really matter to me, because in one of the videos that I made and I put a lot of effort into it, which I'm proud of. It only has 100 or 300 views, and I don't really care about it, because it's really about quality, really, and make sure you have a lot of personality in your channel, really, and make sure
that's the big personality.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
don't be like anyone
keep on
else.
Going.
Yeah, don't be like anyone else. Be yourself. Bring your own persona into the readings, because if you're just like everyone else, just reading shit off of a screen, then it's gonna show. Or if you're just doing this because you want to get money, it's gonna show. You can keep up appearances for so long, but eventually it's gonna catch up with you, and they're gonna see that you're being fake. If you genuinely are passionate about what you're doing and you're really into your content, then people are going to continue to come back no matter what you do. I put up an update video and people are just like, yay, Eden. And I'm like, this is just an update video. And they're like, but you're being yourself. Yay. We're glad you're okay. And oh God, I didn't post on Twitter for a whole week and everyone thought I was dead.
I had a whole anxiety attack. I was like, I thought Eden was gone, guys. I was crying in my room. I was in my storm shelter, just rocking back and forth.
He was having serious withdrawals, everybody.
I know.
My heart skipped a beat when he didn't post for a while.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Anytime Eden leaves me on scene, she reads my tweets and leaves me on scene and doesn't reply, I have a complete, utter panic attack, guys. I can't handle life anymore. I'm like, this is the day.
Says the guy who just followed me today.
I'm not even kidding. I feel so bad because I'm not gonna lie. I know who Eden. I know of Eden, but I've never been on her channel. I've never watched her videos. I'm not even gonna pretend that I have.
Right.
I know of Eden. I've seen her around. Unit said nice things, and a lot of other people said nice things, but I've never ended up on her channel. So I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I appreciate the honesty, because like I said, I heard of you because, I worked with Unit, and I've heard about you from other people, but I didn't actually stumble across your video until I was doing research on the whole Dogman you know, on the Dogman stories. And so I found your Cryptid and your Dogman, you know, videos. And I was like, oh, hey, this guy's like really good. Maybe I should take some time and like look at his other stuff too. And so that's kind of what I've been doing. I've actually been taking a break from making videos for a little while because that's actually what I've been doing is I've been perusing you other guys' channels to see, you know, who all I want to work with. Because I'm in that collaborating mood again. Like for a while I've been soloing it. And mostly because I realized I was doing a lot of collaborations and I was like, God, I haven't soloed anything in forever. I need to start like going back to my solo shit. So I was soloing it for a while and now I'm back in that whole like, I want to collab again. Let me go find some people.
So,
It's the same thing with me, honestly.
So
like,
sorry, go ahead.
No, because I was just to say, like, yeah, there was a time where I was doing a lot of collaborations with a lot of people, and after like one or two, I was just so stressed out. I was just like, you know, I want to focus on my stuff now. And then like after months and months of like school and months of like trying to work on stuff, now I'm just like, you know, I want to collab.
So what's the likelihood of a Creeperoni Eden collab? Because, you know, I'm me and I just have to ask.
Oh, dude, that's in the making. Like that's happening. We
Yay!
just need to figure out. Yeah, like no, I've actually talked to her and I was like, dude, we need to. I'm told I need to find a good story, because I think I actually found a really good one. I'm gonna send her the script for it, and then basically I'll be like, okay, so here's what I want you to do on this one. Can you send me something that you want me to do? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna combine the two videos together and put it together and edit it, and then I'll send her the finished file. So that way that's just one less thing for her to have to do, you know?
Yeah.
So I'll put the video and everything together, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to put it on my channel. You can feature it on your channel, and we'll put it up at the same time. Or you don't have to put it, you can put it up first. I don't care. As long as we put it up at the same week. But yeah, no, that is in the works. That is in the works. She and I have touched base.
Yay.
Actually, it was
making my little dreams come true.
Yeah. We did touch base
I'm
a
already
couple
at a half chub.
What?
The fuck did you just say?
What?
Anytime Eden uploads or does a collab, I'm already at a half chub.
Oh my God.
And on that note, guys, everybody have a good evening. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to take this off live before it gets a little too X-rated here. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. And exactly, too steamy. And I'll be back next week. I'm actually interviewing Axeman next week. So
Whoop whoop.
Axeman's good people.
He is. He's a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
He's a good troll, buddy. Anyway, guys, have a good evening and a wonderful weekend. Bye. Margbot out.
Goodbye.